Hello everyone, welcome to Kalpa Kendra Tarot. Today we are going to do a reading on guidance on your current situation. For a second there I completely forgot the topic, as I do with every video. I think I just go blank when I have to say the name of the topic. So yeah, so guidance on your current situation. I think it is going to be relevant across uh, situations because or circumstances, because this is something that we all need guidance on our current situation, whatever is bothering us or is occupying our mind at the moment, right? So I would not make the intro very long. I have prepared 4 readings for you today. The first group will have rose quartz. And also, I must say in intro I was using a bit of fresh like turmeric to prepare something, and prepare like ginger turmeric tea, and that's why I got this yellow stains on my finger. And like the yellow stain on my finger is from the fresh turmeric that I was using in my kitchen, so I hope you don't mind that. First group is rose quartz, second group is jade, third group is Dalmatian Jasper, and fourth group is citrine. Okay, so these are the 4 readings we will be doing today, and feel free to pause the video whenever you want to select the card that you feel most drawn to. And something else that I wanted to say is that a lot of new subscribers I got to see on my channel, and obviously some of them, like some of you, also reached out to me. So I feel really grateful for all the support, and like this is a new channel, and I often don't ask for your like or your subscription, but trust me, because often the nature of the reading is such that I just don't feel like saying that. But whenever support comes through in any form, I feel extremely happy and grateful. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for your support in any way that you choose to send love to me. I like it. It really makes me very, very happy. So that's about it. I will see you at the click of your timestamp. Group 1. So if you had selected the rose quartz card, then welcome to your reading. Let's read the card first. Are you ready for a new relationship? Do you wish to improve a relationship you are in? Begin by romancing yourself. You are worthy of a deep, fulfilling relationship. Love yourself as you wish to be loved. Cultivate your friendships and be open to romance. The angel messages: angel of loving relationships. I love myself and I enjoy my own company. I'm grateful for my friends and other people of importance to me, and I enjoy spending time with them. My heart is open. I encourage romance in my life. All right. So the first thing I would want to say is not about the reading, it's about myself. My hands are stained with that bright yellow color of turmeric. I hope you don't mind, because I was using it for something in the kitchen and the stain won't just go away. It doesn't bother me. I just figured that I will go ahead with the reading anyway. So yeah, now about the reading. So you must be thinking that, oh, she thinks about herself so much. She's obsessed with herself. No, I don't think so. I think I am, like, I give myself healthy amount of healthy amount of importance that I should be giving, and which is your message is about, like which your reading is about. So literally, for guidance on your situation, you chose the rose quartz. So I understand that it is about a situation that involves love, involves a connection. And apart from reading the cards, I would also be reading out from these little cards that I make for myself, which are very, very helpful in terms of readings like this. So it is definitely to do with a situation where you are thinking that you would like it if a situation turned out to be something, or a certain outcome that you think should happen, would make you very, very happy, but you're not understanding. In waiting for the outcome, you're not understanding a lot of things. For example, one, to you are exercising judgment that this outcome would make me happy, so you are already exercising the judgment that it is only this outcome, like that this outcome is good, rest other outcomes are bad. But what you don't understand about universe is that it doesn't operate in good or bad or beneficial or problematic sort of dichotomy. So that is duality. We have to rise above, and especially spirituality or spiritual perception um, is about developing a way of looking at life where you are able to rise above duality. Okay, the understanding of good, bad, beneficial, or what is that, non-beneficial, success, failure, everything here comes to serve a purpose. Your judgment of one thing being better than the other is your own conditioning, is something that your mind picked up from how people responded to you, or what people told you were were valuable and meaningful. So basically, it is only when you're operating out of that conditioning would you have judgment towards something being better than the other, or a certain outcome being more favorable than the other. But once you lose that conditioning, you will see that you are being more open to life, and you are being what you're meant to be, that is a human being. You experience life as it comes, without the judgment of it being good, bad, beautiful, ugly, nice, uncomfortable, whatever. So that judgment is coming from a place of ignorance, of being very, very invested in a dense interpretation of duality, where you are experiencing things with your mental body more than your spiritual body. Like, there's a lot of judgment about what is happening in your life, and you're like, why is it like this? Why do I have to wait for this situation to turn out in a certain way, or why do I have to wait for this person to respond to me, or this person to change for me, or a certain person to wake up to a certain situation, or a certain situation to change? That is what you are waiting for. That to you seems like justice. Okay, now looking at your cards, first card you have received is justice. It is being clarified by the Queen of Cups. So here you are asking for balance to come in a situation. The entire reading is about that. Balance to come in a situation which to you seems imbalanced. It could be because a certain person is not taking note of a situation in the way that you are, in the sense that a person refuses to invest their energy into a situation the way you have. It could be explicitly in the sense that you could have asked the person to consider a certain situation and they refuse to do so, or you could be silently waiting for the person to take note of the situation or take consideration of the situation, and they could just not be picking up on your silence, and you could just be in a mode of, like, in that situation where you both don't reveal your true feelings to each other. Life goes on, you keep suffering in silence, they keep not investing their energy into it. So something like that. Your card talks about this thing, that are you ready for a new relationship? Do you wish to improve a relationship you are in? And both these questions are addressed in the first para itself, so in the first instance itself. No matter what the situation involves for you, it definitely is a situation that involves the heart, or whatever the circumstance is has affected your emotional body. Whatever the situation involves, whether you are waiting for a new dynamic altogether, or you are waiting for a connection, or for a existing situation to improve, the change that has to be brought in is not external but internal. You have to match up to the energy and attract the thing that you're trying to manifest into your life. It says that begin by romancing yourself, by treating yourself the way you wish to be treated by the other person, or everything that you think that the situation could give you, you give it to yourself first. Become that energy, come into that vibration and see the situation change. See the situation change in your favor. And just when I started saying that, my hand started vibrating. So I understand that this is a very crucial message for you, which you're not understanding, that the love that you're seeking outside needs to be given to yourself by you. And this is a very crucial realization that we end up having on a spiritual path. The realization of self-love, of how waiting for someone else to love us or validate us is just us ignoring the fact that it is our own validation and our own love that we are seeking. We are inherently complete and totally, like, we are universe in a manifesting in a form. So we are like microcosmic universe in one body. So we thinking that we miss something or we need something to be happy is basically illusion, where we are not able to understand our own power or not able to experience the fulfillment within ourselves. So rose quartz coming and giving this message makes me understand that there is a situation that you desperately want to get resolved, but you're not understanding that it is not the external resolution of the situation that will cause you to feel fulfilled, but it is you realizing that you have within yourself everything that you're seeking already, and nothing outside of you can ever fulfill you. It is only you coming into the awareness that you are all you need and you are enough, that that will make you happy. Tell me if you're waiting for a message to come in, if you're waiting for a letter, if you're waiting for somebody to profess their love to you, or somebody to admit to their feelings, or somebody to give you a hint or whatever. Do you think that it will really cause you to feel fulfilled from within? Like it will really put out the fire that is burning within you? No. I mean, the only person who can, that feeling of unfulfillment, the only way it will go away is that if you give yourself the love that you are seeking. If you think that if you spoke to the person again, you would go to this restaurant and create or recreate some memories, or you will go to a place and enjoy with that person, go to that place yourself. Go and enjoy. Don't wait for anybody. You should be responsible for your own happiness and nobody else. There is nothing another person can give you. It is up to them whether they come, they don't come, whether a situation turns out in a particular way should not get to decide whether you feel happy, or should not get to decide how you feel. Okay, that's the message that is coming through. So justice, you think that justice would be that if you are in this emotional, I get it, you want to emerge as the Queen of Cups, so you think the just thing to do for you are acting in divine justice by being the emotional person and expressing your emotions and expressing the love that you feel. Yeah, so you're thinking that you are acting in a just way by expressing your emotions and being expressive about a situation, which making yourself completely available to resolve a situation. You want to express how you feel and you want this other person to express it as well, but that would be justice. I mean, both emerging in their emotional energy, where you are, like, if it's a friendship situation, if you are acting as Queen of Cups, you want the other person to act as Queen of Cups as well. I mean, even if they are probably the Queen of Swords or Queen of Pentacles or Queen of Wands, you want them to meet you at the level of Queen of Cups, where you are Queen of Cups, it's not like it's very expressive about its emotion. It sometimes it doesn't. And if you see this figure, this lady has her hand over the cup, so it's not like she's expressing, but she is yet in her emotional power. It's like she's in the situation, in her power, feeling her emotions, feeling her intuitions, letting out the much that is needed. It is an expressive person, and that is what, if even if like you would want at least the person to ignite that thing in them, like to come for a discussion, or come to a place where you can at least talk about how you feel. But I guess that is what you're not getting. Knight of Wands, Three of Wands came together. It's like you want to charge ahead at the situation and aim at resolution, or or should you just go ahead and wait for them to make the move? It's like it's a very confusing energy, but either way you think that, because even in this Three of Wands, she's actually going up the ladder. You feel like it is up to you to make the move. It is up to you to talk to that person and get them to listen to you. You're thinking you're acting in a very just way by asking them to, by putting your, like, acting first, by taking the first step into resolving the situation. And that's what you consider winning, or that's what will get you the outcome that you desire. But what you're not understanding is that all that is fine. I mean, what you think is justice is only justice. Like, this is all from your perception. Justice could also be, divine justice could also be you giving that person to come to you, like you giving that person the opportunity to come to you in their own time, like not rushing it. Yeah, so not rushing the situation, not forcing that person to see your perspective right away because you think that that's what you should do. It's like the inner turmoil that you're feeling is making you act this way, and is also denying you the patience or the perspective to develop the patience that you should be exercising in this situation, or any situation involving anybody else. I mean, you want to resolve a situation, that is great, and that is what probably you have heard, that you feel like anytime you have a conflict with someone, or anytime you have a disagreement, or anytime any unpleasant feeling comes up, you feel like you have to act on it and immediately resolve it, because things should not be left like that. Like, you should not leave an open wound. But the thing is, sometimes you just have to let things be. It's not always, I mean, you have this, maybe what is coming to my mind is, maybe you have this issue with letting things be unresolved, like letting things be unresolved and going on with your life, or going ahead with your life anyway. Like, it's like you have to, anytime there's an unresolved situation, you rush in to resolve it because you cannot handle the inner turmoil. But see, just because you have a certain conditioning in your mind that problems should be resolved first, or a stitch at time saves nine, or something like that, that is okay. But learn to live in that energy of chaos sometimes, and understand that chaos is coming from somewhere. The person that you are trying to approach in order to resolve the situation is probably going through something which, even if to you feels unnecessary, but the entire mechanism of them realizing what is wrong, them realizing how they feel about it, maybe it will take, in terms of, like, you have given yourself a condition that if things are unresolved, or things are not going well between the two people, you have to immediately act to resolve or repair the situation. and you know, in your head, like, you never tell yourself, like, you've never openly said to yourself, like, I will give it 2 days or 3 days and then I'll act. No, you've not said it, but you somehow have a particular conditioning of a certain mind, like a certain time frame in mind. Like, if a certain time frame for you is a long duration to wait, a certain time frame for you is short duration to wait after a fight to go resolve it. But you know, one thing is coming to my mind about fasting. You know what they say about fasting, why it is such a spiritual experience, because we often use food to avoid, like, not only food, but we don't eat according to what is good for us or what is good for our body, what is healthy for us. We don't eat for nourishment, we eat out of some you know, a kind of addiction, where we eat what we feel, what we find tasty, even if it's not good for our body. We know, completely know, that what we are eating is not good, but we tell ourselves that that is what I'm craving or whatever. But if we were, like, if we were really eating for nourishment and health, our choice of food will be very different. So what fasting does is that we are anyway addicted to food. The way we practice our eating, like the kind of eating we practice, we anyway use, like, addicted to food, or we are not making like, we usually don't make choices, like food choices, based on health. We make it based on something else, something which is addictive. So what fasting does is that it stops you from reaching out for those food items, like, completely. It stops you from reaching out for food items at all, like, completely. Not like it like, stops you from reaching out for food items altogether, so that you can face yourself, you can go within and face those emotions that you otherwise suppress by eating food, or not being able to reach out for food would bring up certain emotions in you, and it is those emotions that fasting makes you face. So that's why it is a cleansing experience. That is why it is a spiritually cleansing experience. Because you know, the work is spiritual. Your emotions come up, you face yourself, how, like, whatever discomfort you feel for not being able to eat that fruit, and whatever you think of in terms of not being able to have whatever you think you are getting attracted to, it leads to self-realization. You might get angry thinking, I really want to have some noodles today, and today is the day I'm fasting. The moment the fast breaks, I'm gonna go have some noodles. So it is basically making you aware of a certain side of you, where noodles, knowing that, now, knowing that it is not something that which is very healthy for you, but you're still addicted to it, and it brings it up to, like, at the surface. It brings it up at the surface level for you to take note of it consciously. So a lot of thoughts that come up are like that. So these experiences, like fasting, even though it is an experience of discomfort, missing someone, having a fight, and that going unresolved for a long time, these are experiences that bring a lot of emotions to surface, which we are otherwise not aware of, or which we otherwise cannot face. That's why separation is also important. And in fact, in complicated situations, in situations that involve divine connections, the counterpart sort of relationships, twin flame relationships, divine partnerships, soul connections, separation becomes necessary, and separation plays its role. So you wanting to resolve a situation quickly, or wanting a quick fix, serves nothing. Anything that you have thought of, any conditioning, like condition that you've given yourself, that the situation should be resolved by this time or that time or whatever, is like you acting out of conditioning, an illusion of the mind. Go to your soul. Your soul does not have any judgment like that. Your soul is okay with the situation getting resolved whenever. Your soul is okay with divine timing as well. Divine timing is a problem for the mind, because the mind wants to go around divine timing and change it. But actually, the free will, like, this is one thing, like, how different is free will from divine timing. But something that people don't realize is, and if you practice astrology and you're good astrologer, like you go into the depths of astrology, you will realize that free will and divine timing are actually operating simultaneously. They are not separate from each other. It is only when your time comes to exercise free will and like, what is it called, so whenever your whenever your time comes to speed up a process or accelerate the process, that's the word, accelerate. So that is exactly when you are going to be able to exercise free will. And that sounds horrible. It feels like free will and divine timing are two separate things, and I have to wait for divine timing to exercise free will, or only in divine timing I'd be able to exercise free will. Actually, it's true. It's true. Like, I should not wait for divine timing. I should exercise my free will, but they are not separate. You will only be able to exercise free will in divine timing. That is, like, universe is so connected. The disconnection, like, we live in duality so much that we want to perceive, like, it is easier for us to perceive the disconnection or the separation and not so much the unity in things or the synchronicity in things. So it's pretty synchronistic, and whatever is happening, the resolution that you're seeking, you acting like, you want a quick fix or situation needs to get resolved very, very fast, is happening because you're not being able to understand that even in chaos, when you two are not talking, or when a connection is going through its chaotic moment, there is a need for that. There is realization and lessons involved in that as well. And you should not go to resolve something with the urgency with which you are approaching the situation. Okay, so yeah, then Six of Wands, you're thinking that is what will give you the win-win outcome, but you're also waiting, like Eight of Swords, like just thinking, should I wait, should I go ahead, what should I do? You just want to go back to the time when you both were fine, or not only go back, you might not have had a solid moment where you two are together celebrating. Maybe in the future you want to create moments where you are united with a person and you're talking, and whatever the issue is resolved, or if you're looking for a new relationship, you have the partner and you are perceived as this person uh, who is successful in terms of this situation, in terms of love. But you are confused in the sense that, should you wait for divine intervention, should you wait for balance to be reached in a divine sort of way, cosmic balance, for the divine to intervene, or and that thing is probably causing you to like go through a lot of pain. You're not being able to wait, like you're not being able to be in this Eight of Swords energy and just wait with your thoughts and wait for the person to take action. I get it. And the thing is, just give yourself, you could take action, you could talk to the person, you could text the person, you could call the person, or whatever. You could try to reach a solution in your own way. But all I'm saying is, your happiness should not depend on this person's response, because you already have everything that you need. What could the person give you? Tell me. Even if somebody spoke to you in the way that you want, what change would it make? You are looking for something externally outside of yourself in order to feel happy. And that's why the card is saying that, you're like, just being in this energy of Eight of Swords. First of all, I hope I said that is making you have a Ten of Swords moment where you feel dead, where you feel like, I can't take this anymore, like I'm drowning, just literally help me. And you're just saying that, I can't wait for things to balance out on its own. I'm out of this. If this does not get resolved, I'm out of this. But what this guidance is like, what the guidance for you is, that your happiness should come from your inner knowing, your inner wisdom, the high priestess in you, which knows that you are not listening to the voice of your soul. You're listening to the voice of your soul, and whenever it's speaking, you're like, you shut up. You are the one who got me into this mess in the first place. That is how you're talking to your inner guidance. That is how you're probably talking to your spirit guides. But you also know that you're listening to your spirit guides will make you happy. Listening to your inner voice, listening to the voice of your soul, listening to your higher self. And if you are not sure if you are in a divine counterpart journey. If you are in a divine counterpart journey and you're at that stage, like I'm not sure if you are at that stage where you're being able to channel the higher self of your counterpart. That is what I'm not sure about. You could very well be in a counterpart journey, but I'm saying that whether or not you are at the stage where you're being seamlessly able to channel your the counter like the energy or the higher self of your twin or of your counterpart, that is what I'm unsure of. But if you're able to channel their higher self, then just know that at a soul level, like at a soul level, first you experience unity with your counterpart, and then you understand we are united with everyone. We're literally united with the entire creation. I remember something. I met this woman once. Like, I met this girl. She's not a woman yet. She's very very young for the thing that she told me. She was talking about her being her feeling lonely. Like, we were talking about her feeling lonely without friends, because the depths of her thoughts gave me an understanding that she might not have a lot of friends. And she confirmed it. She was like, yeah. And when she spoke, I understood that the kind of understanding that she operates from, it is unlikely that she finds a lot of people that she can call friends or she can have conversations like that with. She might feel lonely, but she told me that she does not feel lonely. And I was like, what do you mean? She said that I'm alone but I don't feel lonely, and I was happy to hear that. But she said that, we are never really alone, so how can I feel lonely? And I wanted her to clarify that. I was like, what do you mean we are never really alone? Like, I know that like, I know, because we are surrounded by uh, like spiritual beings, human beings. We are connected to everyone, like whatever. My understanding was clear that we are not alone, but I don't know why she said it. I was like, what do you mean when you say we are not alone? She said, listen, I am not this body, I am the awareness behind this body, and this awareness is cosmically connected to the entire universe. So how am I alone? Tell me. And I heard that and I was like, you are on the right path. Yeah, right, you're right. And she's really young. I don't think she's 18 yet. So she said that, and I was surprised at what she said. So that is what I will tell you, that if you think you're alone, think again, because you're not. Everything you need, what can somebody give you externally? Tell me. Nothing. And that's what even your card talks about. Okay? And that's what even the guidance is telling you, that happiness is you coming into your high priestess power, realizing that you are one with the universe, and then you will understand how happy you'll become. Like, you would be like, okay, whatever situation I have with anybody, it will resolve on its own time. If it doesn't get resolved, I understand there is a lesson in it. Or if like in the highest good of, I was going to say, in the highest goof of all in the highest good, things are all always, even if we don't interfere, like mentally interfere into a situation, things are anyway like unfolding in the highest good of all. Why? Because come into that feel of surrender, feel like, understand this feeling that universe has your back always. What do you need to worry about? You just get your mind together, universe has got this. Okay, that is the feel that you should come into. Okay, refurbished. So you want this situation to completely be renewed, and something is troubling you and you want to either restore it back to how it was, or want to change it and like give it a completely new look and completely new thing. Like, you want to completely change it up, and you want to start your journey afresh with someone. Okay, woolen sweater. So it's giving you a lot of discomfort, and you would want some comfort, and that comfort you are seeking externally. Yeah, like, you want to feel comfortable in an uncomfortable situation, and that thing you're obviously seeking externally. That's what it talks about. Water dam. You're holding a lot of emotions within yourself, or a situation, like either you are or the person is, and you feel like a lot that the situation involves emotionally is being kept, I mean, kept together in a place, like it's being held in one place. And if somehow those emotions break free, then hell will break loose. Like, there will be flood of emotions. So a lot of things are being, a lot of things are being suppressed, are not being expressed. Food items. You think this situation like there is an expiry date on this situation. Like if you don't resolve it, like I said, if you don't resolve it on time, things are going to get out of your hand, or you are not going to have you're not going to the situation is not going to give you the opportunity to resolve it after that. Like you think like there's a life and death situation involved in this, but even in that case, even if literally life and death is involved, then also I'll tell you, relax. Let the situation happen. This situation being food items, it's like this situation being perishable and having a certain time frame beyond which you would not be able to work on this situation anymore is an illusion of your mind. If it's meant to be, it will be. Okay, it cannot be taken away. Double jeopardy. You feel like you are having to, like, you've been made to go through this once again. Like this had you already were warned about this, or you had already experienced this once in your life, but again you're having to experience this again. Like you feel like you failed to learn from your last lesson or previous lesson, and you're again acting this way. But I hope after this guidance you would be, like, after this double jeopardy, probably this reading is the guidance that you received today could be like, oh my god, I still fail to receive, like, still fail again, I fail to act on this understanding, and now I'm having to hear it. Like literally whatever I told you, maybe energetically you were already aware of it, and you're like, again I'm having to hear this, and I couldn't act on this guidance that I already was aware of, or the situation involved, like whatever happened with you once again. It could be like both could be true. One, the situation that happened with you earlier, and happened again, and you're like, I did not get the lesson first time, how stupid am I, or something, some self-sabotage there. Or the guidance that you received, you're like, I knew all this, why am I acting this way, I know whatever you're saying. The stage, it feels like everything that is happening is like being, you feel like you are on the stage and everybody is watching and judging you, and everybody is looking at your situation. People will go like you will have to tell the story to everyone, and people will judge you. People will be like, so you don't, like, that is how your story is, or you did not have it, or this is what happened to you. Like you feel like you're playing this character, what this situation on the world stage, or for everyone to see, which is again an illusion of your mind. An illusion of your mind. You feel like everybody's watching, everybody's judging, everybody will know, what will they say. Illusion of your mind. Everybody is like more concerned about them. Just remember how I started your reading. I was like, I saw the message and I knew that the guidance that I'm supposed to give is like crucial to you, and the first thing I said was like, the yellow stains on my hand, like this thing, the stain on my hand is from turmeric. It's like I am also more invested in how I'm being judged. So everybody's thinking about themselves. Like, you don't think like you are on the world stage and everybody's watching you. Everybody is like, this is a very crucial lesson you learn if you have fear of public speaking, and if you go for those public speaking coaching or training, they'll tell you that you feel like everybody is watching you and everybody's listening to what you're saying, but no, everybody's like busy in their head and everybody's busy with themselves. Like nobody is obsessed with you. First you get rid of the idea that everybody is obsessed with you. Dressing table and skincare routine, so this came like right after one another. So I understand that you feel like you have to prepare yourself, because, and the stage was also that you have to prepare yourself, and in like before you present yourself in front of either this person or to the world, it's like everybody's watching and everybody's looking at you, and how will you act in this situation. The situation might be so that a lot of people are involved in this, and even if they are not involved at the moment, you feel like the turn of events is such that when people get to know about the situation, they will ask you, or they will tell you like, what did you do in this situation, how did you act, what did you say. So you feel like you have to like put your best foot forward, and you have to prepare yourself for this situation, and you feel like the situation is like the situation. So you feel like something like that you have to prepare yourself, and you have to look your best, and really have your thing together before you do something in this situation, or before you act on this situation, or in order to resolve this situation. Speaking tree gives me this idea that you want somebody, like you want divine intervention, you want magical things to happen, like you want tree to speak guidance to you. You're like, I like you want divine to come intervene by any means, like anything, you know. Speaking tree, when I was making this card, I had a few stories in my mind of where trees were used as witness. They were all like magical, mystical stories. So here I understand that you are basically asking for magic and divine intervention to make things go in your favor. Suicide point. So when I had this, like, don't be scared of this card. It's not scary. It's like, you know how if you go to hilly areas or hill stations, you will literally have a suicide point, which will be a point from where you can see the entire city. So it's like you want like you want to have a perspective, a bigger perspective into the picture. You know that the way from wherever you're perceiving the situation, you're perceiving it from like from a zoomed in place. You need to zoom out and go to this place like suicide point and see it, look at the bigger picture. And you wish that you could look at the bigger picture from a distance so that you understand how to act and what to do in this situation. That bigger picture you're praying for, and the bigger picture is what your spirit is even asking you to look at. Like it's asking you to go at the suicide point, go at this place from where you can perceive the entire thing and understand that where you stand and how things are operating in the larger scheme of things, and that you really have no reason to worry about or reason to freak out the way you are freaking out about the situation. Okay, so that I think is, yeah, that's it. That's the guidance for you today. I hope the reading resonated with you. If it did, you can always leave a comment. If you like this reading, then do give a thumbs up, and if you would like to hear more such readings, then do subscribe to my channel. Your support is extremely valuable to me. Thank you. See you in another reading sometime soon. Hello everyone. So if you chose the, did I just introduce like hello everyone? Oh, such a long break I took. So if you chose the Jade crystal or card, then this is your reading group 2. Okay, that's the card for group 2, and I introduced it like I was starting the video. So sorry, I was just going to say hello everyone, welcome to Kalpa Kendra Tarot, but welcome group 2. So this is your reading for the ones who chose Jade. Let's go through the card first. How is your health? What's going on for you financially? Take the necessary steps to improve your well-being. Eat health promoting foods and incorporate exercise into your daily life. You have good fortune and live a charmed life. And the angel message is angel of health, wealth and happiness. I'm healthy, prosperous and happy. I'm grateful for and enjoy all of the gifts that come into my life. All is well. I am joyous. All is well. I am joyous and life is good. I have gratitude. Okay. So the focus is on gratitude. Yeah, so group 2. You seem to be stuck in an energy for a long time now. So the guidance that you're seeking is not about a situation that has happened all of a sudden. It is quite an old wound, or the situation that you're seeking guidance about has been taking shape for a long time now. Okay, and a very specific message is coming through. Given Jade here, the card talks about health and financial health, yes, but also your physical health and your well-being. It is asking you to eat well, eat healthy, and make sure that you treat your health, or you understand what an asset you have in the garb of health, or what an asset health is. Financial health is fine, but then your physical health and how that is your asset. This card is asking you to look at that, and just beneath that I have a few cards for you which I have written on my own. We have biryani, which is also food, but it is a delicacy in India, but it's not very healthy. Okay, it's a rice dish and it's not very healthy. So like if you were to eat health conscious food, like if you were to eat healthy food and you're being health conscious, then you would not be having biryani, like you won't be eating biryani. Yeah, I'm also drinking my tea at the same time, which is also not healthy. Yeah, I get it. So because the tea that I'm drinking is not like one of those healthy concoctions. It's the milk tea sugar combination thing, which is very popular in India, Indian chai it's called, and that is also not healthy, and I have been wanting to give it up for a long time. So yeah, it seems connected, it feels connected. So whatever situation is there at the back of your mind, you clearly know what is like what you are supposed to do in this situation, but you've been avoiding it. Okay, so you've been avoiding coming into your power, and coming into your power or starting to live your best life also will also involve taking certain decisions in favor of your health and in favor of your overall well-being, which will require you to make certain changes. Now these changes are going to be life altering, very small changes but life altering. For example, if your life involves, you see, I in every reading I was like, the last reading I did, I was actually working with yellow stain in my hand, um, which came from using fresh turmeric. But before I am doing, like before doing your reading, I paused, I went for my swimming lessons, came back, and like I'm doing this reading after about like 3.5 hours after I did group 1's reading, and I don't have the turmeric stain anymore. So that is not an information you needed, but I felt like there is something that you are concerned about which will go away on its own, which will take care of itself. Like there's a big thing that you're concerned about, okay? Because whatever happens in between readings, I tend to connect it with the reading. It's just something that I do, and it somehow like delivers very valuable insights, even when I'm doing live readings, like for people personally, or when I'm doing collective reading. Somehow I have seen that it has some meaning, some relevance, because nothing happens without reason, and there are no coincidences in life, right? So there is a big thing that you're concerned about, but that big thing is going to take care of itself once you align the smaller things. For example, the changes that you would be required to make are small but huge. For example, if you wake up in the morning and the first thing that you have is tea, which is very unhealthy, or coffee, which is very unhealthy, the first thing in the morning you're having it, you're being asked to change that. And these little things, not, giving up on coffee, giving up on fast food, giving up on cold drinks, these are the things which will take you closer to your best life. Because whenever you act, like whenever you choose for these things, when you opt for these things, you're acting out of alignment. These little things are these things are symbolic of your alignment with your higher self, or misalignment with your higher self, right? And these little things are the things that you need to control, which will, these are basically symptoms, signs and symptoms, which shows that how aligned or misaligned you are. For example, if you are feeling bad for making unhealthy choices in your life, then you are already a step ahead compared to people who are not even aware of the fact that they are making unhealthy choices. You get it? So the fact that you have the awareness that you are making unhealthy choices means that you are a step ahead now. your level of consciousness has upgraded compared to somebody who is not even aware that their choices are unhealthy, or who don't even care. But you are lagging behind compared to people who have been able to, who are not only conscious about their unhealthy choices, but have also been able to take a step um, in favor of their health. Okay, take a decision in favor of their health, make a choice in favor of their health. So overall, I'm seeing, and you don't have to be unkind to yourself. I'm seeing that you are being unkind to yourself in this regard. This is not the main message of your reading, by the way. The main message is different, like related to this, obviously, but this is coming through very strongly, that you have to make healthy choices, and you're not holding that compassion for yourself, or maybe making certain choices which are not to your liking, and you are going into that energy where you're like, of course I can't do anything, of course I will fail, of course I will not be able to uh, carry out, if you have set yourself some resolution, you feel like, of course I'd not be able to do it because I am this person who's never able to complete. And this is happening at a subconscious level, where you are talking to yourself as if, yes, 100% it is justified that you will give up on yourself, because you don't even, because you are just not somebody who can carry out this thing, who can carry out a resolution. But don't act on things coming from such an energy, coming from an energy of self-hatred. Hold the compassion for yourself. For example, like I will use the tea or coffee example. Tea and coffee gives you a certain feeling. Now that feeling is not like bad. It's a kind of high that most people, like, we enjoy, we like. Say for example, wine, the kind of intoxication that it brings, you might actually enjoy that. And if you hate yourself for enjoying that, you are basically forcing yourself to be inauthentic, because authentically you enjoy it, and you're being inauthentic, and you're like, your mind is trying to force a narrative, no, wine is bad, but you enjoy it. So there is misalignment that way as well. So take cognizance of the fact that there were, be it wine, be it coffee, be it another unhealthy habit that you have, whether it's fast food, take cognizance of the fact that yes, fast food industry has been able to do amazing things in terms of coming up with marketing strategies, and then also working on the taste of developing food, packaged food items, so that people can not only maximize their profit, but also, like, maximization of profit will ultimately depend on the sell of the product, and they have focused so much on the product that the products actually taste good, and you understand and you honor the kind of effort that they have put behind it. But it is not to your highest benefit, or the benefit of your body, that you consume those things. And although you understand the things that, like, the effort that has gone into it, and just imagine the, seriously, some of the things that are available in different states and across countries, it somehow, like, the snacks and all, they are like amazing, delicious, tasty. And if you say that fast food and some of the foods that may not be like extremely healthy for you, you cannot deny the fact that they taste really good. So you take cognizance of that, have compassion for yourself. Yes, I know that they taste really good, but I can't afford to have them now. Maybe once in a while I can afford to, like, I will have them. Don't put programs on your computer. Like, don't treat yourself like a computer, and where you're like, never having chips again, never having beer again, never having beef again, or something like that. Okay, so don't put these programs on your computer. Rather, what you should do is, you have a dialogue, you open a dialogue with yourself, you show yourself that, treat yourself like, have that inner child dialogue with yourself. Okay, so, like, how you would treat a child who wants to have something, and you are the adult, and you understand that yes, they will want to have it because there are a lot of memories associated with that food, and there are memories of deliciousness associated with that food which brain wants to repeat. And you have compassion for that side of your brain, and you're like, okay, I understand, but this is the reason why you can't have it now, but doesn't mean that you should never have it. If you want to have it, I understand, I recognize, and someday we will have it like that. Okay, like that, you take cognizance of that also. Don't force anything on yourself. If you try to force it, what will happen is, like, if you try to force yourself and tell yourself, I'll never have biryani again, what will happen is one day that you think that I can't carry on with this diet, because that is what happens with strict diets. You just, like, hell breaks loose one day, and you just, the diet goes to hell, and you go back to eating all sorts of stuff, and then it is difficult for the mind to convince the body to go to another, like, go through another cycle or start with another cycle of dieting. And people who force themselves with determination, they're like determined, they want to have it, but they're determined, and they think that determination is ultimately them being authentic. But no, they are not being authentic, they're being determined. In, like, that determination is basically sign that they are controlling themselves well. But the fact that they still have to control, they still have to exercise control over themselves, is proof that authentically they want to have that food. It's just that they are being able to manage themselves better. Okay, you understand this? So there's a difference. Hold that compassion for yourself. Another thing is that this could be a narrative that you are, like, you are actively going through. Okay, where you're thinking about health and some of the other things which may not be extremely healthy in your eyes, or to your highest benefit in your eyes, but you are in that energy where you are not being able to give it up. Now, jade is somewhat treated as a green variation, or another more active variation of rose quartz. The first group had rose quartz, and you have jade, and jade is also treated like that. But jade is also, along with rose quartz, like, rose quartz has a more, like, it has a more subtle sort of vibration, and it works on it works at a more subconscious, at a more subtle level. Jade has works on matters of hearts very powerfully, in the sense that both rose quartz and jade work on heart chakra, but jade helps you ground, not only access but also ground the dreams of the heart. Okay, so if there's a dream in your heart, it will help you physically manifest it into reality by making those changes in reality necessary for that dream to come true. Okay, that is how it helps in matters of heart. And it not only, jade has this property where it not only helps heart physically, like, it actually impacts circulation and all. So physically it has an impact on heart, but it also helps in matters of like, psychological matters which are also connected with the heart chakra, like trauma and other sort of heartbreaks. So these responses are actively taken care of by jade, more actively and more okay. So the turmeric stain is still there. Oh, it reminds me, see, but yeah, sorry. It reminds me that I had to talk about this thing where if you make this bigger, smaller changes, a bigger changes on your mind. Just talking about this turmeric reminded me of that. So that's why I think your spirit guides or my spirit guides just reminded me of this stain. So yeah, I'll talk about it. So jade, rose quartz, like, works on it at a more, like, it's not that persuasive or active the way rose quartz acts on these things, but jade has a more, like, the impact is a little bit stronger than rose quartz. Okay, and how it does it is by bringing to fore the things that are lying dormant in your subconscious mind. It kind of brings to fore those things and brings it up for healing. Okay, both rose quartz and jade do it, but jade is more active in that sense, and it's the impact is felt, the it's a little more strongly than rose quartz. So that thing is there. So it could be something, and I also spoke about health a lot. It could be something where you choosing your best life will align you with a partner, will align you with your 10 of cups. And 10 of cups here is also emotional fulfillment, highest fulfillment. Your highest fulfillment will come by you actively opting for your best life, and your best life is like the sum total of these little choices. And that's what reminded me that the change that you're ultimately trying to make, the guidance that you're seeking of a big situation, like of a big thing, it involves you making these small changes in your life, and ultimately the big thing will be taken care of. Okay, so it's like a big puzzle piece that you're looking at, and you're thinking, how do I achieve this, how will I get there? You get there by working on the separate puzzle pieces, which are smaller fragments of the bigger thing. Okay, so that's what is the message. But it's not over. It's far from over. I have to discuss your tarot now. Queen of Swords, clarified by the Tower. So something was said in a way which caused separation, which caused heartbreak. It could also be so that, I spoke about health at such length, or spoke about habits and addictions at such length. It could be so that somebody said something about your health, somebody said something about your lifestyle, the way you live your life, who you are, what you do, something which, like, some something happened which attacked the very nitty-gritty of your existence, like everything that makes you up, like your lifestyle, your habits, who you are, what you eat, everything. Like you were attacked at the root by somebody, and they were acting like, whoever this thing or whatever the situation involved, they were acting like they know really well what they are talking about, and they are like really intelligent and well versed in this. Like they have a lot of experience and expertise on what they are talking about, and they know for sure what they're saying, but the manner in which it was delivered was not at all kind. Even if you feel like they had the expertise and they are intelligent enough to know what they were talking about, and they delivered the truth to you, the truth that they delivered was in a very unkind way. Obviously it's going to lead to a lot of lesson, because whenever Tower comes in, Tower is like, people are afraid of Tower, but we need Tower, that thing which comes and takes away what is not serving you anymore, is very necessary. It has the Shiva energy, Shiva's destructive energy. But know this thing, Tower is not going to take away what is meant for you. It is only going to take away, because all these things are aligned with destiny. Destiny is never turning its back on you ever. Like destiny has your back, universe has your back, and they work in sync. So whatever was delivered to you, whatever was said to you, although it could be like those rude comments made by relatives, it could be anything. It could be anything which made you feel like, no, I have to take charge of my life, or people telling you that you're not doing anything, or whatever. Something was said to you which shook you up, and now you're thinking that you're looking at a bigger goal, but this bigger goal really involves small changes. It could be so that nobody said anything to you, but the truth that was delivered to you, or what the realizations that you had, really made you have a Tower moment, where you went through, like, there was, you were very very shocked, and you were forced to make certain changes in an emergency way, almost certain emergency changes, that it caused a huge transformation in you. It's like this lady, she's like this girl, she's she's removing the curtain, and here you can see that she's thinking that there's a skeleton, and it appears to be a skeleton, but there's a man. There could be two things. One, these cards actually have stories behind them. I've not read the stories yet, but I can, like, intuitively read the cards. So it either can be that there's a man, but actually the man, or the person who appears to be man, is actually a demon. Or also the lady is thinking that it's demon, but actually turns out to be man. But it could be, like, whatever it is, there is fear involved. Even if this lady thinks that this is actually demon, and opens the curtain to see that this is a man. There's fear involved in at the stage that she's in. At the stage that she's at, there's fear involved. And even if this man is actually a demon in the body of a man, or is actually even in the body of a man, even then there's fear involved. So the transformation that is being caused, okay, the death that is literally the death that is happening, that she removes the curtain, and like literally what is waiting for her is this huge transformation, whether positive or negative, is bringing a lot of fear into your life. And this transformation feels like extremely complicated for you. It's like you are thinking and you're like, what should I do, how should I go about it, this does not feel right. And people are coming and giving their opinion about what happened, if this is a breakup or a separation or a resignation, or you've been fired or something. No matter what has happened here, where truth was said to you, which really shook the foundation of something that you felt was very solid, but now you realize that it wasn't, and now everybody has an opinion about it. Everybody is coming and telling you what to do. And after dealing with these opinions of other people, coming from other people, you are literally sitting in fear in your room and thinking, I don't know what to do. And how you're responding to it, you're responding by trying to find solutions mentally. Like you're either googling like what happens if you do this, like the little changes that you're trying to make, you are googling this, like searching these things on Google. Whenever I say googling, I feel that Pond's ad comes to my mind, googly woogly whoosh. And I find it very funny, googling. Anyway, so whenever you are for coming into this energy where you're like mentally stuck and you don't know what to do, and after all that, like processing all this is like so difficult. You're like taking care of every stage, or every opinion has become a sword in your head, and you are like mentally investing your energy in finding out the solution to this problem, like what to do. And the solution is Page of Swords. Like go take the very first step. At the initial stage, you're not supposed to know how to go about it. This is the stage that you are in, and this entire process, like I said, the big picture will be taken care of once you take care of the small pieces. So look at the small pieces of the puzzle and just go step by step. And that is exactly what Page of Swords does. It's like finding out what to do about, say, your diet, and then finding out what to do about say looking for freelance opportunities from home. And then if you have a skin problem, then also googling how to take care of that skin issue. If you have if you have some requirements in terms of fitness and stuff like that, also finding out who can help you with that. If you have spirituality, like you're thinking that this is not enough, I should get psychological help or spiritual help, then finding out how to seek that. So it's like little things you are looking at, and you're like daily life stuff. I was looking at the card which says that incorporate exercise into your daily life. It's like the little things that make your life. You're looking at those things and finding out how to go about it. Then you have Judgment, which is like, and then it's clarified by Three of Swords. You felt like whatever has happened was destiny. Like judgment has been delivered. The heartbreak that happened and the pain that you feel, which is like Three of Swords, like two swords are piercing her heart, and she's taken out one sword, and there's a person in the background, don't know a man or a woman, but it feels like people are checking up on you, that whether you're fine. Like you are in your room feeling the pain, processing the pain, going through everything mentally, going through everything, like even physically you're feeling the pain in your chest, and people are checking up on you. This could be people who are jealous of you. This could also be people who care about you, like actually care about you and want to find out if you're all right. So you have both kind of people, okay? And You feel like judgment has been delivered. This was meant to happen. And here also I can see thunder lightning come down. So feel like judgment has been delivered, and this had to happen. This was destiny. This was meant to be. And now how do I heal? So the very last card, even in the last group that I did, no, the last cards were talking about guidance very prominently, like spirit guides coming through and delivering the last message. So your 10 of cups, this fulfillment that you are dreaming of, and this fulfillment that you want to reach after experiencing all of this, you're thinking, where is this that I'm looking for, the ultimate fulfillment in terms of what I want, and where I want to see myself, how I want to feel, and what the surrounding that I want to find myself in, the reality that I want to live, the people that I want in my life, everything. When is it coming? How is it coming? Where? And that is where your spirit guides are coming through to tell you divine intervention will come. Did I say intervention correctly? I meant intervention. So divine intervention is going to come and is going to set the balance, like the balance which is now you're feeling like there's imbalance. Don't even worry about what is going to happen and how it is going to happen. You just dream of your 10 of cups. And I don't know why 6 of cups for me is like balance being struck by the divine. I don't know why, but I always feel like divine will intervene in 6 of pentacles when that comes in, because the person, the figure in 6 of pentacles always feels very divine to me. So divine intervention is going to come in and balance will be restored, and you don't even worry. A quote from Gita is coming to my mind, and I'll just quote it quickly. Krishna says this to Arjun in Gita, okay? Arjun, this is my message to you and all the humankind. Never think of the result, only your deed. For once you have done the best of what you can do, you have reached the extreme limit of what is humanly possible. You cannot go beyond, and since you cannot go beyond, what lies after is not for you to see or understand. Leave it to me. What has to be will be. So that is the message, and that is the, like, that is the theme of your reading. Like, you just do your bit. You just be in the Page of Swords energy, like use that eight of Swords, but in the Eight of Swords moment, act like Page of Swords. Go approach your Eight of Swords moment as the Page of Swords. None of this is going to stay forever. This whatever has happened has not come to stay. It has come to pass, and the situation will pass eventually. You will come out of it, emerge out of it. You will be headed towards your 10 of cups very soon, headed towards realizing it. So whatever is happening, I would say enjoy this. Even if you are in your Eight of Swords moment, approach it like Page of Swords. Okay, so that is the message for you. And when I was doing your reading, I felt so calm. Trust me, I don't know what I mean. I felt so calm that I'm gonna get myself a jade. See how calm I felt. Like, I felt like I need to buy this stone after being in your energy for this long. However long I have been in your energy, like for however long I did this reading, I felt so calm, so composed, so put together. I just know that no matter what is happening, you have no idea, group 2, how you're gonna emerge out of this. Just trust me. You need to trust me on this, okay? You have no idea. Now let's read your cards. Biryani. I told you what this biryani made me feel, but when I wrote this card, the idea behind this card was, this was not ordinary. This is like a very special situation. Like, whatever phase that you are in your life, it's not a very, like, even though I said that make regular changes, make the little changes, you will at one point realize that you're obviously making these small changes with the big picture in mind, because you can't do anything in the big picture. The big picture you cannot like go and grab like that. No, you can only grab those little pieces and make those changes, and big picture will be taken care of on its own. As you align yourself, like by doing these little things, if you are destined to be say a healer, or destined to be a singer, destined to be a star, destined to be an actor, destined to be an author, though that thing will be happening on its own. These little things that you have to take care of, like waking up in the morning, following a healthy routine, meditating, then maintaining a journal, taking care of yourself emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, just living your best self. And that moment, like that big moment, will start getting aligned with you. You will start feeling aligned with your highest. You will feel obviously aligned with your higher self, and also feel like you're being aligned with your highest timeline. Okay, so that will happen naturally. So, and this is, you'll realize that this little changes that you're making, are making, like you're making for a big purpose. This is not a very small thing. You'll eventually realize that this was a big moment, and maybe you will look at this reading at some point thinking those were valuable words, and the little things that I made, little changes that I made, you're going to talk about it. Maybe if others want advice from you later, that how did you do this, or how did you make this change, you're going to talk about it, like, these are the things that you did, these are the things that I did, and you will know that these are not like small things, these are big things. Like, these small changes actually are a big deal. Okay, these are no, like, okay. So another thing comes to my mind. I think Michelangelo said this to someone about his statue of David. On He was working on the statue of David. I read this story when I was a kid, so I don't remember it correctly, but like I don't remember it very well, but I don't know if I remember it correctly, but I think he said this, like he was constantly making changes in this statue of David for a long time, even though to others it felt like a perfect statue, but he kept making these changes. And one of his friends, I think, took note of that and asked him, why do you concern yourself with these trifles? And Michelangelo said that what trifle may not be perfection, but perfection is no trifle. I think that's what he said. Just a second. I'm not googling the quote. I'm googling something else. Yeah, what I was googling, that whether or not Michelangelo made the statue of David. Whether I'm saying it right, but sometimes I just forget these. There was a time I forgot who John Keats is, so you can't trust my brain. But yeah, Michelangelo is I just Google and he's an Italian sculptor. So yeah, there you go. Basically, he said that perfection may not be trifle, but trifle is no perfection. Trifle is no perfection. No. Trifle, no. Trifle may not be perfection, but perfection is no trifle. That's what he said. So these things which seem like trifle and trivial to most people, to the eyes of a perfectionist, like in the eyes of a perfectionist, these things have great value, and you will know that these things, these little changes that you're making, are truly a big deal. Last salary. Oh my god, this is a very, like, these changes that you're making, these changes are like pretty much the last of changes that, it's like the last experience that you're having. And although it feels like a challenge now, it feels like, why is this happening and everything, I don't think you are feeling like that. Like, you're feeling like, why is this happening? I think at some level you're glad that this is happening, because you are getting to learn so much from it. At least after this reading though, you will be glad, you will be like happy that I'm glad I'm getting this opportunity to experience this thing. But it is one of the last challenges that you are, challenges you are facing, or you are being asked to, last preparation that you're being asked to do before you're launched into this 10 of cups situation, before you're launched into your best life. So some of these changes, these little changes, are very necessary. This is like one of the last parts of a final, not a final chapter, but like last part of a chapter in your life. So like, if you're closing a chapter, and this is like the last bit, changes that you're making to do in this regard, and just after this you'll close this chapter and move on to a next one. Engagement ring. This came reversed, and I usually don't take reversal, like in this thing, but it came reversed, and it also appeared reversed now, so I will read it as reversed. It feels like you want time. Like, obviously engagement ring is something that is on your mind, but like coming together with someone is on your mind, but you want time to make these changes. If your spirit guides were to ask you, like, do you want this person unite with the person now? Do you want to, like, are you ready for union? You'd be like, no, I still need to make changes. You yourself will say that, no, I'm not ready, I need to make changes. This feels like my reading, but anyway, wait a second. Yeah, so you will feel like, um no, I am not ready yet. So you are asking the universe to hold that situation for you, and universe will, you'll be like, I don't need it right now, I need to focus on myself, I need to focus on these things, I need to focus on aligning myself with my highest um, aligning myself with my higher self, and taking care of my purpose, taking care of myself first, getting myself together, and then I will think about this documentary. This is going to be a very crucial part. If your life, if a documentary was going to be made of your life, this is going to be a very crucial phase. Okay, the guidance that has come through, the phase that we talked about, this phase that you are seeking guidance for, and the phase that you are currently living, is going to be a major part in your documentary, and is going to be shown, like it's going to get a mention in your life. Like, we live a life for a long time, okay, like life is long, but a documentary is comparatively very, very short. So not a lot of things do not find mention in our documentary, but this is going to find mention. Cotton reversed. So if I'm going to consider cotton, then like consider reversals, then I'm going to consider cotton also reverse. This is an uncomfortable situation for you. You're not the most comfortable in this situation, but you also know how to make yourself comfortable, in the sense that right now you're not comfortable in the changes, like in the things that exist as they do, and you're thinking, you're very excited about making these changes, and you're like, this is like, making these changes make me feel comfortable. Like, you know how working on yourself gets you excited, like, yeah, I have to wake up every day, meditate and read great books and take care of my diet and become the person that I want to become. And that chapter, that is a very fascinating journey, and for you that thing makes you comfortable, like working on yourself makes you comfortable. So you realize that you are like living a situation uncomfortably, and now making it comfortable is something that is going to give you a lot of excitement, and you're going to feel like you're in your element. Crocodile tears. If even if you're complaining to others about how you don't like the situation that you're in and you want to get out of it, the thing is not true. Like, you're not, like, you actually enjoy working on yourself in this phase. Like, this has come through for so, like, for so many, like, this has come through so many times now. You actually enjoy working on yourself, and although you're complaining, you're really not complaining. You're happy that you get to work on yourself, that and you got this opportunity to like experience this stage in diamond. This stage is very crucial, I already told you, and all these messages are about that. And also, you're gonna emerge as a diamond, like, after this stage. Like, you're being prepared to become the, like, become star. Like, this card is basically this thing. When I wrote, I had like the star in my mind. So you are going to, something comes to my mind, and I'm going to say it very quickly because we are also running out of time. Diamond used to be very, very valuable at one time, okay, but now it's not that valuable. Like, now it's like pretty much like, yeah, it's common, okay, it's not that rare and everything. So there was a scarcity, I think, a man-made scarcity in the market at one point, and the price went up, and diamond was considered rare and valuable and stuff like that. But not rare but valuable, and also there was a scarcity there. So it had its value, but now it's like more abundantly available, and there's a lot of supply, but the demand comparatively has gone down. But I will still tell you that diamond is diamond, and they're beautiful. And so you will find a lot of people who you will meet. You initially, you probably felt like you are a rare thing and you are a rare person, and there's not many like you, but you will meet your soul tribe. And although that will be a great feeling, and though they will be great people, you realize that you're not that rare. I mean, yes, your journey is beautiful, and you are anyway like a diamond, but you will also find loads of other diamonds, and you realize that I'm not as rare as I thought. Rubber bands, you have to, like, now I understand why rubber bands came through. We use rubber bands to, like, keep a lot of things together. Here you're having to manage a lot of things, you're trying to keep together. Like you're not managing, like this reading is also not about one thing. It's like a lot of things put together, brought together. And then biryani again. So basically we are done, and yeah, I think we've pretty much exceeded our time limit, and that doesn't matter. I hope you enjoyed the reading though. If you like the reading, then do give a thumbs up, and I love reading your comments. If you're not subscribed and you would get to like watch many such more such readings, then do subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, see you in another reading sometime very soon. Thank you for spending time with me. Take care. Hello group 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this card, Dalmatian Jasper. You know what I did for group 2? I took such a long break for group 2 that when when I was going to start their reading, I almost introduced myself all over again, like, hello, welcome to Kalpa Kendra Tarot. Thank God I did not do that. I was very mindful that I don't do that for you, but I wouldn't have done it because, you know, I've not taken such a long break between group 2 and group 3. So, group 3, Dalmatian Jasper. Let's read the card first. Are you having issues with loyalty? Are you building relationships with trustworthy and reliable people? Are you having issues with being faithful? Take a look at your own level of fidelity and dependability. Make a pledge to be loyal to yourself and others. Angel of loyalty. I attract loyal, thoughtful people and situations into my life. I am loyal to my friends and to myself. I devote time and energy to building and maintaining meaningful relationships with myself and others. I trust myself fully. Interesting. Like, this is the first time I'm reading the card, but I have an idea about Dalmatian Jasper, the stone, which I will talk about, and I think it will put into context the message that you have for this reading. So group 3, when I was shuffling your card, I felt a very strong sense of divine protection behind this, like, spread. Like, when I was reading and I was like, sorry, when I was shuffling, I just kept feeling like, trust the divine, relax, you've got this, you know, like, let yourself relax and chill. The divine has got your back. Let the higher forces worry for you. Don't get worried yourself. Like, this is what I was feeling when I was shuffling for you. Okay, this is not a feeling I had for other groups. Like, when I was shuffling for them, I did not have any particular feeling as such, or any particular message as such. I did not feel any particular message come through, but for you, yes, I did. And also, I said this for every group, I had very strong stain, like yellow stain, for group 1, but now at group 3, and after having gone for my swimming lessons, I almost don't have any stain, but still I think I have some yellowish hue in my fingers, which comes from fresh turmeric that I was using in the kitchen today. Okay, so yeah, so about the reading, Dalmatian Jasper. Let's talk about the stone first. Dalmatian Jasper is a very interesting stone. It talks about, like, it brings in a sense of almost childlike joy. Okay, expression of joy, which is very childlike, very innocent, very, like, always, you know how children express their excitement for, like, every little thing, because everything they do is, like, they're looking at the world with a fresh set of eyes, and everything that they come across is new for them. So they're like, cat and dog and flowers, stars, clouds, trees, like that. This reminds me of this very funny story which one of my teachers once told us. She said that when they had gone for a trip with their little son, like, the son was like, their son was really small at that time, really young. So they went for a trip, and in that trip, my teacher's husband was pointing at tea plants and just telling, you know, the child that, look, those are tea leaves, these are tea plants and stuff like that. And the child, I don't know what the child thought. The child probably thought that it's a joke. I mean, tea is tea. I mean, how can you point at a plant and say that that is tea plant? I mean, you can't call those plants tea. I mean, they are not tea. So he pointed later. He pointed at some pointed at some trees and said, "Look, father, uh, those are biscuit trees. Those are biscuit plants." So he probably thought it's funny. You can just point at any tree and call it any plant. Okay, so he tried that. So that is what children are like, and that became a very funny story. Okay, so we really enjoyed that so much so that I still remember it. So that is the kind of joy Dalmatian Jasper brings to the table, a very childlike sort of and very innocent sort of a joy. But it is the coming together of two things. Dalmatian Jasper also also has this tourmaline spots, and these tourmaline spots, tourmaline is a very protecting, shielding, like it has a very protective and shielding sort of energy. So this is also a very protective stone. And how is it protective? In the sense that it protects you from negative energy, from people who are not that, like, who are in your circle but are not very fond of you, and actively trying to send you energy which is not to your highest benefit, or wants to, are jealous of you, or they want to harm you in some way, or they want bad things to happen to you so that they can feel good about themselves, like that. Okay, but Dalmatian Jasper, because it brings together, it has those, those tourmaline spots. It has this element where it ranges from being a protective stone to being that stone which is literally an expression of joy and fun and like excitement, that sort of, not excitement, but that the joyous energy. Okay, so literally it's a very interesting stone, and it asks you to look at every situation with that sense of joy, and with like, it asks you to basically laugh at situations which are so grave and probably so serious that the world expects you to fold your hands and, like, join your hands in prayer and just pray to God in certain situations, whereas this stone will give you an energy where you basically look at that situation and just laugh and think that, oh my God, like, just look what a mess life has become. And you don't even take that seriously, because you know that taking it seriously, or this stone brings in that energy, that taking it seriously or worrying about it is not going to resolve it, right? It is only going to resolve, there are certain situations which resolve on their own time and resolve on their own. There's nothing much you can do about it, and this stone brings in that wisdom. And this also reminds me of the story of the three laughing Buddhas, or the three laughing monks. The three laughing monks, I think. I You can listen to that story. I mean, it's there on YouTube. There were like three monks who were considered to be very, very wise, and they used to go to different villages and just laugh. Like, they used to laugh loudly, and wherever they used to go, they used to spread joy like that. And that was their message to the world, like how funny everything is in the world. I mean, you can literally think of everything as just being funny, as just being like, I when I say this, I don't know how, I'm wondering how to explain it. But this is the thing, like, there are certain things so serious and grave for us, like death. I remember the story where like the story of the three monks only, where one of them died and the other two kept laughing at that, and others asked that, why are you laughing? And I think one of the monks said that he thought that he would die after me or after him, and that now he's dead, and they kept laughing. So there was wisdom in that laughter, because situations like this are not supposed to be because death is not the end, and life is not the beginning. So like, we keep, like, it's a journey which keeps, like, this is just a chapter and probably a good ending to a book, and but a book is never really finished. I mean, there are many books written by the same author, or the character moves on to a second book. Like, it's an unfinished business. This creation is not, like, there's not a finishing and ending point. It's a circle. Life's a circle, full circle, and there's no reason to take anything so seriously. And I think that's what Dalmatian Jasper talks about. But here the card is talking about you having a loyal friend circle, or loyal group of people around you, which makes me think that there is probably a circumstance where you find yourself in a situation where a lot of people are jealous of you, or you understand that people do not have the the right frame of mind or right interest towards you, but you are being asked to just laugh, and have that wisdom to just laugh at the situation, and just that, and move through it like that, with that attitude of fun and laughter. And there's something that I want to say. Yeah, so basically, you're being asked to develop the capacity to laugh not only at your outside circumstance, but also laugh at yourself. If you ever take things seriously, just laugh at yourself and just let it go. And why do you have this privilege to do that in this situation? You have this because this reading is all about your spirit guides and the divine coming through to tell you you have nothing to worry about. You are protected. What did I tell you about these tourmaline spots? It is a protective, it shields you against negative energy. So whatever you think you should be, and that is the element. I think this reading is screaming surrender, and it feels like you're being asked to surrender. It also feels like, see, surrender is a long process. Surrender is not an overnight journey. Nobody can say that I surrendered today and then be in the energy of surrender. No, surrender is a long process where you first get to understand what surrender is, decide that you want it, then there are moments where you feel like I can't handle this, then you surrender. And then there are moments when you fight something and you then realize that, oh, again I am trying to, like, I have not surrendered this, then I want to surrender this as well. Then again you realize you probably can't surrender because your mind is interfering and your ego is acting havoc, and you are like you've become extremely conscious of the circumstance that you are in, and you want a quick solution, and you want a quick fix, and you're like, no, I'm not completely surrendered, and you want a solution to that as well. So, and then you decide that I have moved out of the surrender energy, then you surrender some more, and then finally you realize surrender is not a short process. Surrender is a long journey, and you're walking the path of surrender. So surrender is a long process, and I feel like I'm talking to someone who is either deliberating with divine about surrender, and realizing that they have to surrender more, they are in the process of surrendering, or they are pretty much actively, they have surrendered, and they are going through, like, they are experiencing the rewards of surrender in terms of the joy that they feel in every situation. The laughter and joy that they are feeling is because of the surrender, like the process of surrender that they have initiated in their life. Okay, it feels like a group like that. So yeah, so basically divine intervention is very active in your life. Like, divine has intervened and divine has come to speak to you in a way, like, I can't even explain with an adjective how you have the divine acting on your behalf, or the universe acting in your behalf. Yes, the universe is always acting on each of us behalf, but sometimes the thing becomes so prominent that we are able to feel it, and we are able to feel that we are in the presence of some higher energy, higher power, which is taking care of the situation for us, and literally we see magic unfolding in our life. So you are going through that sort of a phase, and you have experienced it, or either going to experience it, in the process of experiencing it so much that you just know that, you can go through, you have nothing to worry about, you can just enjoy, you can just have fun, because literally things are taken care of for you. Okay, so let's discuss the cards now. First card you have is Page of Coins. So you are starting Page of Coins is a very energy of a beginner's energy, and you are looking at everything, like I said, like with a fresh set of eyes, like children have. You're looking at everything with the eyes of child, and just see the imagery. You can see that this character here is a child. This character is a child. Okay, and so basically, you are in that energy where you're experiencing life, like you have childlike enthusiasm for life and everything that is happening to you. How children are not aware of the risks and troubles of life, and they think everything is possible. That's the energy that you are in. You feel like anything is possible, and that energy is bringing in, and if you're not in this energy, you're being asked to move into, like, get into this energy. I'm sure you have a sense of this energy. Like, this can't be the first time you're hearing the message. I'm sure the universe has delivered this to you energetically, or your spirit guides have come through to say this to you, that enjoy, have a great time. This, just this life is no matter what you think, it's like, basically it's a temporary thing. Enjoy everything, enjoy even your troubles, enjoy your sorrows. Nothing is going to last forever, and that you've been told, and that is exactly what you have started to take seriously. And you have the Page of Coins energy, like you are investing like the investment, that energetic investment that you're making is fresh, is new, and you have like this, you're treating everything equally, like you're putting your energy into everything with that joy, that thing, like you have nothing to worry about. You're not looking at, like, if you were to invest in stocks, you're not looking at the stocks and going like, what should I invest in? Okay, so should I make an investment here, should I make an investment there? One second, sorry, there was too much sound coming from the background, and I had to, like, ask the person to, like, basically not make a noise. So like I said, that Page of Coins is that fresh energy, and if you were to look at stocks, then you would not be thinking that, should I invest in this stock or that stock and stuff like that. You would, like, invest in a stock and be like, now God will take care of it. Like, you have that novice energy, and you're also surrendering a lot to God. You're like, I have done what I have done, and now it's up to God. So that, and this energy has come in even in your, and then it's clarified by the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is like a very um, this is the first time I'm seeing this. Like, I've just noticed something in the card, and this is the first time seeing it. It's a very soulmate, then twin flame, divine counterpart sort of card, and that energetic investment that you're making in your close relationships as well, in matters of heart as well, that also you've surrendered to God. Your investment, like your energetic approach to this relationship, is also in a very childlike manner, that if it's meant to be, it will be. Like, how children have um, very romantic but non-serious thoughts about love, and they tend to romanticize love to a great extent, romanticize relationships to a great extent, and they believe in fairy tales, and they believe in the possibility of everything. Your thing is like that. You're like, anything is possible, and you're being encouraged to act this way. You're like, you're right, anything is possible, and God will take care of this, and will take care of, like, whatever has to happen. And this could also be like, this is your energy of the Page of Coins. It could also be like, that's what came to me, that a child born to you and your counterpart, like if you unite and you go on to have a child, or you, like you literally have a child, they might have this energy of Page of Coins, of like they will have this very happy joyous energy. If a child is born out of your union with your counterpart, then they will have, or your soulmate, it will have a very joyous energy, you will feel it. So the Two of Cups, I've just noticed, like I stopped at it because, see, this person has like a gold, what is it called, crown, yeah, crown, crown, right, whatever, this um headpiece, which is a crown, I think. And then the cup here is of gold, but here this person is more earthly, and here the cup is of mud, and it's showing that, this person has given his cup to this person, and this person has given his cup to this person. Such a beautiful thing, like they are different, but in love, like they are the same, like they appear different, but it's the same. And you have probably had a realization like that about a counterpart. If you are in a relationship, like you are observing somebody, or you are in a relationship with somebody, you have your eyes on somebody, you've just realized, or been able to realize, that you and the other person have more in common than you probably thought you did. Like, at one point you thought you're very different. You thought, I am this person and they are this celebrity, or this rich, or this successful, or this whatever blockage you had, like they are this beautiful, and whatever you thought them to be very different. And this, if you were them, you thought this person to be very different from you, that their lifestyle is different, they live differently, there's nothing in common between us. And now you're realizing that you have more in common between the two of you than you probably thought you did. Okay, and that realization itself is reinforcing this energy, this Page of Coins energy in you, that where you're like surrendering more to the universe. The more universe is confirming to you how everything that you've been dreaming of is real, more you're surrendering, more you're like, the universe has my back, even when I don't, like even when I'm not conscious, or even when I was a kid, universe had my back. Universe has always been doing things in my favor, so there's no need for me to worry about anything. Everything is taken care of. Ace of Coins, the investment that you're making towards yourself, like you're starting with something, and this investment, like you are working on something, it's project or something financial, something very stable, something that very solid, that investment that you're making is going to lead to Queen of Wands. And also, there comes a stage. Only today I was talking to somebody, listening to something which said that, towards union, towards in divine counterpart relationships, there are many stages of separation. And when they're about to reach union, there comes a stage where you basically appear as the star, the star, the protagonist, the ultimate protagonist of your story, and everybody else feels like a um, character in the, like a background character, or small characters in the backstory, something like that. Like their importance, like in the story, you realize we all have that thing, we all are equal, and we all are like, that is something that I don't completely agree with. That, not that we are all equal, I agree with that. I don't agree with the fact that you should take yourself too seriously, and you should think that others are not that important in the larger scheme of things, and you only matter, or your thing gets highlighted. Not like that, but you become the protagonist of your story for once. Okay, and just look at the thing, that how the coin is being held, so, and which is very prominent, and everything else like dissolving into the background. So your efforts, whatever you are doing, and whatever your life purpose is, whatever your goals are becoming your focus, becoming your main focus. And you're understanding that is how it should be for everyone. And if you go to pray to God at this stage, with the level of consciousness that you're at, you would probably pray for something like this, that God, give everyone the capacity to be as invested in their life as I am in my now. Earlier I did not have the capacity to invest this energy in me, in loving myself, in being focused on my journey, my things, because I was thinking that I placed, like I place the importance outside of myself in everything else, and I did not realize that we are all responsible for our own journey, and that is the journey is of the journey of ascension, or the journey of life, or life on earth is basically about us realizing our own importance and being invested in our own growth. That is what we can do for the universe. Like, the best thing that we can do for the universe is to take care of yourself, or sorry, take care of ourselves, and that is what you, that is the energy that you're coming in. Okay, and that is one stage that comes in, like comes in just before reunion as well. When you are in separation, that is one stage that comes in. So that is what you are being asked to focus on, that is what you're being asked to deal with, and you're like, you're being asked to focus on your own thing, and you're emerging as the Queen of Wands. Like, more you're focusing on yourself, the energy that you're coming into is very attractive, very magnetic. It's like people are going to be drawn to you like moths to a flame, and it's supported by the Dalmatian Jasper energy of fun, joy, and pleasure. Okay, so that energy is coming in. The more you're putting focus on yourself, the more people are enjoying your company. And why wouldn't they? Because you have such a positive, happy energy. The Empress, I was going to, did I say impress? But that's funny, no? Yeah, the Empress really impresses people. I mean, it's impressive to look at the Empress, and Empress is always like such an impressive card in a deck. So the Empress being clarified by the Seven of Wands basically shows that as you come into your Empress power, if you are a man listening to the reading, even then the Empress is an energy. Okay, it does not symbolize a gender but an energy. As you come into this energy of nurturing yourself and loving yourself and having that compassion and that feeling of nurture and respect towards all creation. Look how she stands, hands folded. So like in honor of the entire creation, like one with the entire creation, and how simplistic her attire is. Okay, very natural, very like very beautiful. Like every time I look at the Empress in any deck, but in this deck it's so very beautiful. In any deck I look at the Empress, I'm like, I have to take a moment to appreciate, because it's a card like that, the energy of the card is like that. Okay, so you are basically emerging, like as you're coming into your Empress energy of being one with the creation and flowing with the creation. So being clarified by Seven of Wands is that you're not fighting it anymore. This is your natural state, and you're coming into this state by learning to not fight yourself. Even the things that earlier you thought need to be corrected by you, or you thought that aspects of your life that you had to actively fight, now you're realizing that you don't have to fight them, you just have to develop the awareness of them, like Buddha and Mara's story. Okay, you're now inviting your demons over tea, like you're inviting them to tea and having a conversation with them, and you're like integrating, you're doing shadow work and integrating those aspects of you that you thought were unlovable, integrating them within you, giving them hug, compassion, and just, you know, letting them dissolve in you. And ego death is happening, and there is no active, like it is only in duality where mind is very active that you go on to like be defensive, resist, to protect yourself. All this is like acting in duality. As you come into an understanding where you're one with the creation, you don't have this any reason to fight this creation anymore. It's very like the quote that comes to mind is, you heal by becoming you, by remembering yourself, or by becoming you, by being you. So you're being yourself, and as you be yourself, as you're coming into this authentic energy, you realize that you don't have, reason, you don't have to fight anybody. Seven of Wands is in the reverse, like all fighting is taken care of. You just enjoy, be you, be you. And that is what Dalmatian Jasper is also talking about. Anything that you have to fight, anything you have to resist, is taken care of. You just be the Empress that you are. Just enjoy your time on this planet. Such a beautiful reading. 10 of Coins clarified by 4 of Coins. Be a, how you're being like so protective, and you felt like you had to protect, and you had to like cling to your thing, and you had to basically, what is it called? Four of Coins is that this energy where you refuse to share, and you're like clinging to your possessions, and you're scared that the things that you own will be lost. But look at how this eagle is acting over this, like basically embracing this woman. And 10 of coins being clarified. 10 of coins being the abundance and everything that you consider to be crucial to your, everything that you put under your definition of abundance, that and so much more. Fulfillment, like you being able to not only enjoy your abundance but also being able to share it with others. And having a gala time with others where others are enjoying your abundance, are taking part and coming to, like, this there's a whole team there and they are enjoying, and it's 10 of points. It's like you have the luxury to not only make yourself happy but others happy with your abundance. And that being clarified by the 4 of points is like you being asked to, like, everything that you were clinging to, everything that you thought that you had to cling to and protect, is like the divine is looking at you, laughing at you, and just not laughing, smiling at you, and just being like, even like when you're scared that everything that you are enjoying will be taken away, it's momentary, and let me enjoy, let me laugh, anyway it's going to last a moment. What you don't know and what you can't see is this eagle over you, over this girl. This girl has no idea about this eagle. And that's how the divine is protecting you. Like your idea of lack and scarcity is being, like, everything that when you're acting out of fear also, you feel like, yes, I'm having a great time, and I'm having this great time because it's not supposed to last, because it is momentary, and this too shall pass, and let me have and enjoy, let me have a bright sunny moment under this, like, a happy moment under the sun. But what you don't know is that this is only in your head. You're clinging to your position and you're like, this is my moment and I'm enjoying, and let me have fun, and I have just come into this realization, and let me cling. And you're like clinging to your realizations, clinging to your joy, but you're not understanding that you this 4 of coins in you acting like what you have is like you have to actively protect what you have. But yeah, so you're probably thinking that this is like whatever is happening, you have to cling to it because it's not going to last forever, and this is all is going to be allowed to you. This is like you really being protective, a little scared, worried about this being all that you get. But actually it's your 10 of coins that you are, like, it's what you have. You don't have to cling to it like it is going to, like, this is all you would be allowed, and this is all you will have. Something that is coming to my mind is when you ask universe for money, you're really asking universe for petrol, because money is nothing on its own. It is only means to an end. Like, it gives it, like, it is only going to give you the opportunity to purchase or access something else with it. Like, what will you do with money? Like, money alone is nothing. Like, it only allows you to, it only gives you the opportunity to have the things that you want. So instead of asking for petrol, because petrol also takes you to places, like, you can't do anything with petrol. Only when it's put in car that it will only take you distance, right? So asking for money is like asking for petrol. Instead, ask the universe for what you want, and the universe will deliver. Like, if you constantly say, like, I want money, I want money, I want money, it's like I want petrol, I want petrol, I want petrol. Instead, what will you do with money? Just say what you want to do, and those things will be fulfilled. So you don't have to cling to it. You're thinking that, like, you are understanding that the things, and this understanding is also developing in you, that the things that you are clinging to, thinking that this is all you will get, and now the universe has opened you to 10 of coins, and now you have a bigger perspective of understanding how you were clinging to your four of coins, where you had, like, the universe had promised and kept 10 of coins for you. It's like you were meant to be the greatest that there is in literature or in your field. Say if your field is economics, then you were great, like you were going to be one of the greatest names in a field. And instead what you were looking for or what you wanted is publication of one paper, and you were like, oh my god, this publication happened and I'm so happy, and I hope you keep blessing me this way. And the universe is like, blessing you this way? I mean, I have bigger plans for you. I mean, please wake up and see the plans that I have for you. And you were like clinging to little things, and now you realize that you are really clinging to your four of coins, where you know what the universe had for you is 10 of coins. So this 10 of coins, coming into this energy of 10 of coins, or realizing this, that the universe has 10 of coins for you, is making you understand that you tend to, because of some trauma or some conditioning, you tend to like you tend to look at things as four of coins as something that you don't have a lot of, and you need to um, spend sparingly, and you have to be very very careful about not spending all at once, and not like not wasting it, being very mindful, because you know you don't have a lot. But then now you realize that that's just conditioning, and you realize that people doing it are also acting out of a conditioning. You actually have a lot. And there's something else that is being said that I'm trying to capture. Let me ask my guides. Yeah, you're just being asked to even give up this energy of um give up this energy of treating or thinking that there is not a lot for you. Like you're trying to cling, and what you're being asked, like you're so blessed that you don't have to cling at all. No clinging for you. Like everything is fine, everything is taken care of. Okay. Then two of wands clarified by nine of wands. You are being asked to like, okay, two of wands is a step ahead of ace of wands. Obviously it's the two of wands. After you have decided that you need to take an action, which is the ace of wands, you start planning for your action. So you start, like, if you think that I want to have a bakery, then two of wands is the stage where you plan and get the supplies for your bakery and stuff like that. Okay, so here you have started this journey of like whatever you wanted, like whatever you wanted in your life, that planning has started, and that you've started getting the things, like you've started aligning your resources in order to go ahead and get those things in order, so that it can be materialized, right? And at this stage, your spirit guides are encouraging you to have very strong boundaries, and know that a lot of things, yes, a lot of people are coming, and that is where your friends are also, like the circle around you of you, about you not having loyal people around you, is coming through. That yes, people around you you have this energy of being joyous, and you're moving through life with joy, and you're going to attract a lot of people towards you, because you are in the queen of wands energy. You're channeling your inner empress, and you're so like it's happening so seamlessly, so naturally, organically. People are going to like want to have a piece of you, a lot of them. And so the divine is also clearing your path in a way where people understand that there is something magical and special happening in like with you, like something divine is at play here. This is no joke. And where people, you know, where you are expected to, even you are getting scared, like 10 of coins is appearing as 4 of coins, like you are getting so much abundance, even like so much is happening in your life that you are getting scared, that should I be protecting, should I cling to it, because you know this good time is probably not going to last. This is good time, the good times are coming, and if it's not there, it's coming. But you're being told that no, don't have to cling, like you're so protected. Like if I start reading the cards that I've pulled out for you, you'll realize just how much divine protection is at play in this thing. Like it will pretty much appear like magic. Like I said, like we are all protected, we are all taken care of by the universe, but sometimes the divine intervention becomes so prominent that it feels like magic, and that is the stage that you're at. And so you're going to attract a lot of envious eyes, and a lot of people who are envious of your situation, and who are like, what is happening with them, what is this magic, what magic wand that have they found that they are being able to like they're experiencing what they're experiencing. And that's why universe is asking you, like at this stage where you are planning and executing the things that you have always wanted to, and you are at this stage where you're getting your resources aligned, you're asking, you're being encouraged to still have like you're being asked to have very strong boundaries still, where you which which gives you the opportunity to concentrate on your path and to be able to be in this energy. And because you're not like, being in this energy is not your only job. There is a lot, like, being in this energy is great, but you be in this energy while doing something, right? I mean, there are big, like, there are other things happening in the background. This is just the, like, this is just the attitude with which you are approaching, but what you are approaching is also needs to be talked about. And what you are approaching, and so many things happening to you, obviously is an indication of something divine at play, something divine which is going to happen, and something to do with your life purpose, or something big in your life that is unfolding, and that requires you to save your energy and be in that be in that space where you are able to do a lot and do your best work. And that requires you to be free of others' energy, to an extent, energy of people who are trying to harm you, people who are, probably they don't want you to get your things done. They don't want your life to be this good or sorted or happy, and you're being asked to have very solid boundaries with them. Okay, learn to say no. Something that spirit guides say often: say no. You don't have to worry, just say no. You have the privilege to say no, use it. You have the privilege of, you have two legs, walk away. You have two hands, resist. So what you feel you cannot afford, say no to it. When you say yes to an experience that you don't want to experience, you're basically, being tested by the universe, whether you have developed the capacity to choose what you like, choose your path consciously. And you are still showing the universe, if you don't say no to things you don't want to experience, you're showing the universe that you've still not learned to choose your path consciously, of resisting everything which is distraction, which is a blockage, and then be very, very solid in your nose and very solid in your yes. So if there's somebody whom you don't want to spend time with, don't go beat around the bush and be like, yeah, because a lot of people will want to spend time with you. Don't go on saying yes to everyone. Say, tell people that, look, I understand that you want to spend time with me, but I'm extremely busy in doing these things, and I can't promise you that when I'll be free to meet you next or text you next. But it will be something that at the back of my mind, and if I have the opportunity, I'll give you a call. Okay, something like that, where you're very, very clear. And don't say something like, I'll give you a call next month and plan something out. Then you are still in the loop, and you will keep thinking that, why did I say yes to the person? Oh my god, next month I have to meet this person. When you don't have any reason to meet a person, you can always say no. You have every opportunity, like every reason to say no. Walk out of the people pleasing tendencies. People pleasing tendencies, if you have them, I mean, I know it's very hard to get rid of, and I am only, like, I can only talk about it with this confidence because I also had them. Sorry for calling myself out, but that's what it is. Like, even I had them, I could not say no. But then I realized that in not saying no, I was being inauthentic. And come into authentic energy, or this energy that you are channeling, you're channeling authentically, organically, naturally. And that's why it's so attractive. That's why people are like, wow, this is magic. Otherwise people would have looked at you and thinking that, this person is pretending. There's an imposter among us. Yeah, I just remembered this game, Among Us. So yeah, there's an imposter among us. So pretending to be one of us, but pretending to be great, but they are not. But nobody's thinking like that about you. But people are actually aware that you are naturally channeling your inner empress, and that is happening because you had the courage to be authentic. So why not be authentic in saying no? Why do you have to say yes to things that you don't want to do? Yeah, I hope I made it clear. So have clear boundaries with things that you don't want to experience. Now let's look at your cards. What is the time frame? When did we start? 1:24. I guess. I think we are within our time limit. Yeah, hopefully yes. So the first card. No, I want to read from behind. I know this. Refugee. So you see how when you are a refugee, a lot depends on the arrangement made by the laws of the land that you are in, and the government of that land, and what is allowed to you given the circumstances you find yourself in. And a lot depends on external factors, and internally there's not much you can do. Like, like you yourself, there's not much you can do internally. Obviously you can do, like you are always what you need, but externally you have to depend on a lot of factors being favorable for your life to go well. And this is like, this reading, this guidance is about the external factors being right for you. Okay, so you are in that state where you have to depend on external, like your external factor, not that you have to depend on it, but the external factors are shining their light on you. The external circumstances, the external reality is pretty much taken care of. You're very, very divinely protected. Okay. Pizza. So you know how pizzas are shared among people and everything, and it, it's like it comes with different slices and everything. So it's like a lot of things have come in your life, and everybody wants a slice of you, everybody wants a piece of you, and you're getting into that energy where people will want to have get-togethers with you, and you will also end up like having, like sharing your abundance, like 10 of points, like sharing your abundance, having like getting very excited about little things, not only like little things like meals, and little things like coming together with friends. Everything is just going to have that energy of pizza, like just listening to pizza. You're like, sorry, just hearing about the fact that we're gonna have pizza, we're like, yeah, like that. So that energy is coming through, and there are, like enjoying things in group. Okay, never again. You know how sometimes we say things like, never again am I going to do this, never again am I going to experience this again, never again will I ever do it, never again. So this has this, like this situation that you are experiencing has never again energy in two ways. One is like you feel like there are people in your life that you feel like never again will I share my energy with them, never again I'm going to meet them, because there are people that are bothering you energetically, and you realize that you don't want to associate with them, but you also end up forgiving them because the energy that you're in is so joyous, so happy, so forgiving, like you're literally in the Empress energy. You forgive them also, and then you associate with them, and then you're like, never again I'm going to do this. So it has a very never say never sort of energy, like never again am I going to associate with these people, and then it comes up. But a lot of never again people are around you, I can understand. Like a lot of people you're saying never again to, like never again am I going to do this, never again am I going to meet these people again, like something very never again prominently key. And you have discovered something which you realize is the key to something else. Like you've realized the key to, like you have a lot of pearls of wisdom with you at the moment. Like you have discovered the key to a good life, or the key to a happy life is this, or some, you'll have some mantra, and you will discover a lot of keys. This is a phase of keys. This is a phase where you discover that one little trick that does the thing for you. Like when I took my swimming lessons, I realized that every stage that I was crossing in swimming, that the first time I learned to do fish style, or the first time I learned to float on my back, there were certain little things that I was realizing about how to hold my breath, and when to um, like when to breathe out, and what way to breathe out. These things nobody was telling these things to me, but I was realizing on my own through the situation, and the experiences that I was having, and the physical experiences that I was having. And I realized, okay, the key to this is this, the key to this is that. It's like when I was going through it, I could literally guide someone else. Like after I have overcome those challenges, I could literally guide someone into swimming properly. But these things I would not remember forever, like I would only remember for a short time. But I realized one thing: people who take shorter time to learn something end up skipping a lot of stages, or end up skipping a lot of essential realizations. But people who stay in a phase, or stay in something for a long time, stay in an energy for a long time, end up discovering a lot of keys, a lot of solutions. So you have a lot of solutions, like you are in this energy where you, and given that energy that you are in is so happy, so joyous, your solutions are also going to be pretty amazing, because this is an energy we want to, like a lot of us want but can't have. This, you have that want it but can't have it energy. Like you don't have it, like you are in that energy, and a lot of people want to have it, don't know how to have it, and a lot of people will be asking you for that, for your words of wisdom and the key and how you got to be in this energy. Like they'll ask you Trinity, this is where divine intervention starts. You literally got the card Trinity, like the three murti, like Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar. In Hindu mythology are called, they are referred to as the Holy Trinity. And you have the Trinity energy. It's like there's a presence of, there's a very strong divine presence. I don't know what you do, I don't know what you worship, I don't know. Obviously maybe you have had your spiritual awakening and you have opened your communication, your door of communication with the divine is very open, and you get to, like, you communicate with the divine in this stage of spiritual awakening. There comes a stage where you are able to openly communicate with the divine, and that probably has happened for you. And the Trinity card is also here, so some very strong divine intervention is here. And you, if you, no matter which religion you are from, you will have strong strong experiences to do with that religion, because this Trinity card, even though I spoke about the Hindu Trinity, the Hindu Holy Trinity, but a Holy Trinity in Hinduism, it's symbolic. It's symbolic, and it is going to be like, it is going to, like, the symbol is symbol or symbol, what is symbol? I often confuse, like I get confused while pronouncing these words. Okay, just um, I I hope you can excuse me. So whatever, figuratively, it's going to be applicable across religions, so across cultures. So whatever is the symbol of holiness or divine, or the ultimate divine power in your religion or your belief system, you will have experiences to do with those, I mean, experiences with those energy clusters. Playhouse, you're realizing that this entire universe is a playhouse, and this, not the entire universe, I mean this lifetime is a playhouse, and you are allowed to, like, have your fun under the sun and just play while you're here. And that three monks energy, like, laugh, because how does it matter, don't have to take anything so seriously, and you're in this energy. Blessings, so what do I say about that? You're blessed, and you're understanding how blessed you are. This is the phase, and this guidance is coming in to tell you that you're right. This guidance is probably a confirmation about everything that you've been feeling. You're right, you're extremely blessed, and this is your blessings. These are your blessings. And the guidance is about realizing the blessings, and your spirit guides are probably screaming from at the top of their lungs that you are blessed. This is your blessings. Like, I hope you enjoy, or we hope you enjoy. Garden and maze came in together, so you're this garden gives me gives me a feeling of Garden of Eden, but which is the Garden of Heaven. But again, the garden, when I wrote it, I had this idea behind this thing where, you see, gardens are man-made, obviously constructed by people to experience nature in a, like, in a what is it called, experiment, no, in a closed environment. Yes, experience nature in a closed environment, and in a way where they can control what will grow and what will, because you plan which tree, which flower you want and everything. So it's like you are getting to plan your abundance, and you're being asked, like, what do you want, what do you want? And that's the maze. And your garden, like the garden that you are in, which is your, like, literally the people that you surround yourself with, and the plants, the plants that you want to plant in your garden, and the tree that you want to have the flower, the fruit and everything. It's your choice, but that's your maze. That's the maze that you'll create, like your garden. And the things that you are navigating, you're having to navigate through, is basically left at your disposal. Okay, so that those are the things that you're having to navigate through. So be very careful about your garden and this maze of yours. So, like, be careful. I don't mean to say that you have to be scared or anything. Don't have to be scared. It's just telling you, making you aware that the garden and the maze, it's like this garden will, the garden that you create will eventually go on to be the maze that you find yourself in. Okay, and then we come to an end. I hope you liked the reading. I always love to read comments from you, so do comment if you like, do leave a comment if you have anything to share with me about the reading, and if it was if it resonated with you. If you like the reading, do give a thumbs up. And if you would like to receive more such readings, then subscribe to my channel. I will see you in another reading sometime very soon. Take care. Group 4. So if you had selected the card Citrine, then welcome to your reading. Let's read the card first. Are you lacking confidence? What do you find difficult to accept about yourself? Acknowledge your magnificence and focus on what you do well to increase your self-esteem. It is safe to be powerful in a loving way. Shine your light to reach your full potential. And the angel message is, angel of self-confidence, I am courageous and shine my light brightly for all to see. I am confident in my abilities. I honor and respect myself for who I am and what I can do. I willingly allow others to see my magnificence. Group 4. I don't want to sugarcoat anything, because I don't think you've come to this reading expecting that you would get a very sunny, positive message. And it's necessary that I deliver the truth, okay? And if I sugarcoated things, you would be able to sense it, and you would probably think that this is not your reading. If you don't find yourself in a situation that makes you worried, then, and makes you scared, then, or worried sick, then this is not your reading, okay? Yeah, so group 4. Okay, so this reading involves guidance on a circumstance that obviously is a very, very difficult one to deal with. And before I go into that, let's talk about the card or the stone Citrine first, okay? So Citrine is like, if you are getting gemstones or crystals, I think one of the first few stones that you would get for yourself, or anyone would get for themselves, is amethyst, citrine, and stuff like that. So, and citrine is connected to financial abundance, luck, and positivity. It's like, and transmuting energy. And if you want to, there's something very interesting about citrine. Like, if you want to let me finish the sentences. Tend to skip sentences. So if you want to attract positivity and abundance into your life, then the first thing that will come to your mind is citrine. Now, citrine is not a very strong stone, and there are like many other stones which tend to act like have a rather stronger impact on situations that even citrine acts on. It's the energy of citrine, like rose quartz, is a little bit more subtle, but citrine still is a pretty positive stone. Like, it's something that you can combine it with other stones in order to feel a greater impact on a given, on a particular like on a particular circumstance. But citrine is pretty interesting in the sense that, or something that they say about citrine is that what was the thing that at the very basic level, like when your situation is a mess and you don't know what to do, and you know that the basic help I can get is like, what example do I give you? Like, somebody is having a very uncomfortable sort of a choking experience, and it might, you don't know what is happening. Like, you don't know whether they're choking or they're having a heart attack or what is happening. Like, but is this okay? But you will still understand what I'm trying to say. but your first reaction is getting them a glass of water. You like, have the water or something, or reaching out for the water is like one of the first things that you do. It's like that basic thing. Or if something has happened, you first reach out for the first aid box. You're like, you know, let me reach out for the box, or let me reach out for the basic help that you get. It's citrine, okay? And citrine has that basic help energy. And it's also interesting in the sense that in those circumstances of mess, of chaos, citrine has this power to arrange your focus, or arrange things in a way, or give you the mental clarity to understand what you need to focus on. It like it uh, it basically makes you understand where your focus should be. It's like shows you that, look at this, like, okay, sets your priorities straight. Yeah, maybe. Do I have, yeah, properly arranged? Yes, sorry. So it helps you set your priorities straight. Okay, citrine is that sort of a stone. And so the reading, like citrine coming with all these things, and the card constantly talking about your confidence, what you find difficult to accept about yourself, and the feeling that I have had. I mean, when something happens during readings, then I tend to connect that with reading, like with situations in my life, or not situations, like when something in my life happens during readings, then I tend to connect that with the reading itself. So just before I started your reading, I got into this energy of extreme fear regarding something in my life, and a feeling of scarcity, a feeling of what would happen. And I was suddenly worried. Like while doing other readings, I wasn't worried, but while doing your reading, I was suddenly worried, and I was like suddenly feeling scared, and I was checking my phone regarding whether or not any communication has come through about that. Like, so I understand that there's a very scared energy associated with this reading. Like, this could not be a coincidence. Like, you're like very scared, and you're living on the edge, thinking what communication would come through, what would happen. But the advice that you're seeking is about something very, very basic. Like it's like a basic advice that you're seeking about a very problematic situation. Okay, the situation is extremely complicated, but you're looking for a very basic advice, like what to do. And the problem seems to be like, should I stay in this relationship, should I stay in this connection, should I stay, be a part of this foundation, or should I not? This is your basic question. Like, should I leave is what you're asking. Like, should I let go? That seems to be your question. Now let's get into the reading now. So four of wands, as we know, is a, yeah, is a card of marriage, wedding, coming together, union, your foundation, solid foundation, and that is being clarified by the Hanged Man. So there is something in this situation involving a marriage or a connection, or something where you know, you have come into union with something else, like probably a business, a project, which also involves your like, it involve like this project, or this union, or whatever it is, it will be known to your family members. Like, it will also involve your family members. Like, your people at your home will know about it. If it's a friendship, people at your home will know about it. Like, it involves people knowing about this. Like, it's a union of two forces, which is like, this is not a secret. Okay, this is not a secret. Like, this is not secret forces coming together. This is union, which is, it's a known union. It could be a wedding, right? It could be a marriage that you're asking about, or someone that you were supposed to marry, or you married, or maybe the marriage didn't happen, but someone you're supposed to get married to, and you're asking about them. So there's a situation involving somebody like that. And the situation, like the truth, or the red flags, or the signs and synchronicities which are trying to warn you against this situation, has been screaming on, like they have been screaming from, like they're screaming at the top of their lungs for some time now, but you have not been paying attention. And what universe is going to do is, it is only going to increase the volume. Like, they are going to dial up the volume of the thing that they are trying to tell you, if you don't pay attention to what is being shown. So the Hangman being reversed, it tells me that things have come to a pause in your life for some time now. Like, there's been a pause, and you're being asked to consider. You're being asked to consider, and you're not considering. This could, Yes, this could be a situation where you are being shown things about a union or coming together of two people. Definitely like a divine, like not a, this is not a divine counterpart union. This is something where, okay, I get it. This could be one of those cases, where they say that you feel like somebody is your soulmate, or if you think of this as your counterpart, maybe you're having that false twin flame experience. Okay, like you meet a person. If you are aware of these labels before meeting your twin flame, what happens is you meet somebody who feels like a twin flame but is not. It's probably a narcissist more often than not, and then you're having one of those. And I felt earlier that a reading like this will come through. A reading like this will come through for me, and that is what has happened, I feel. So I feel like you are thinking of somebody as your soulmate, and you're being asked to reconsider that whether or not. And this a lot of things that your spirit guides have tried to communicate with you, but you have tried to shut them out and you've not been listening to them. A lot of signs that universe has provided to tell you that this is not it, but you're not listening. The hanged man is only going to, like, if situation, like if your life has already been paused, like you're not being able to progress, then the hanged man reversed can be a blessing, in the sense that it will now ask you to absolutely take into consideration the reality of this union, that it's not the coming together of two people the way you think it is. There's something there's something fishy out here in this union. There's not It's not what you think it is. Okay, that's the thing that is coming through, and you know this, and you have always tried to prove yourself against a lot of things. Like, this person has probably done a lot of things. Like, maybe this person has, if it's a friend, or if it's your boss or colleague, they have done a lot of things which made it clear to you that the intention of this person is not not in your highest good, but you're not paying attention to the signs, you're ignoring the signs. And I think your spirit guides have also tried to communicate with you, but you're not taking your spirit team seriously. And now I'm very thirsty and I could use some water, but I somehow don't have water around me. Anyway, so Knight of Swords being clarified by Queen of Swords. Whatever has happened through whatever has happened that brought you to this reading, that is making you like what there has been a situation, no, that a lot of things happened very fast, and you did not even have the time to process what has happened. And you're like, wow, why, what am I supposed to make sense of this? But whatever has happened is asking you to be intelligent, is asking you to channel your intelligence, like Queen of Swords sort of intelligence. Keep your emotion aside, and judge the situation, whatever situation you are facing and whatever is coming. Like, whatever this person has done or whatever you have had to face in this situation, judge them with intelligence, like with Queen of Swords sort of intelligence, unforgiving, straightforward, cold intelligence, like practical intelligence. What is the truth? Quote of Sherlock Holmes, like by Arthur Conan Doyle, obviously, in his work Sherlock Holmes, like this, I think Sherlock Holmes said it, and this quote is coming to my mind. Like, when you rule out the impossible, whatever is left, no matter how improbable, has to be the truth. Incredible. So you understand, but like, when you ruling out the impossible, no matter what is left, like whatever is left, no matter how impossible, no matter how impossible it looks to you, whatever is left has to be the truth. That has to be the truth. So you're being asked to have channel that Sherlock Holmes detective sort of energy. Like, what is happening, you just go by the facts and keep your emotion aside, keep all the things aside, and try to see the devil. Your back of the energy is devil, and beneath the devil is temperance. Try to see the devil for what it is. Try to see the situation for the trap that it is, and be very discerning. Don't like forgive anybody in doing so, or don't have to channel empathy. I think you're trying to channel empathy, like if this person is cheating or something, this person is lying, you're constantly forgiving them, but you're being asked to, like, in Knight of Swords, like, go towards it. Whatever information has come through to you, go towards it full force with Queen of Swords energy. Try to deconstruct everything, whatever has happened, whatever you've been put through. This circumstance is putting you in the Four of Swords energy. This is not a very relaxing Four of Swords. This animal is literally in pain. Four of Swords talks about rest and rejuvenation, but this 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 animal literally needs healing. I don't know what it is. It's a fox or what, but it needs healing. It's in pain. So whenever you're going to sleep, and it's clarified by Five of Coins, whenever you're going to sleep, it is you're remembering of your circumstance, of how you may not have the financial situation to go through this. Maybe we are talking about a divorce. I could not, like, I did not say this earlier, but maybe most probably we are looking at a divorce or the ending of a relationship, and you're thinking how putting an end to this situation or getting a divorce or getting out of this situation will put you in a situation of Five of Pentacles, where you are literally out in the cold, where you don't have anybody to protect you, and you will face a lot of financial crisis, and this thought keeps you awake. You're scared, and this thought keeps you awake at night. Okay, and you're wondering if there's a way out, and you can't sleep at night. You're Group 4, I feel for you. It's like you're not being able to sleep. You're so scared. There's a possibility that you will find abundance, but you're completely like you're pushing aside that possibility, and you're like, no, I am going to experience this. I'm going to experience this lack, this scarcity, and there's going to be no one for me, and that scares you so much that you're not being able to sleep, and this fear makes you stay with this, like, stay in this and in this energy, or with this person, whatever it is. Then it's like King of Wands and Justice. You're literally hoping that somebody will come into your life and rescue you from your situation, that justice will be served and you will be rescued. But what you're not understanding is that you don't have to wait for your King of Wands to come. You can literally channel your inner King of Wands. You can literally understand that what action needs to be taken, or how you want to be saved, and what you imagine your rescuer to do for you, and be your own rescuer. Just walk out of the situation, use your legs, and just walk away, and just not be in the situation. You don't have to wait for your King of Wands. You can be your King of Wands. And justice that you're asking the universe to serve, divine to serve, could be lying in your own hands. The justice could be your own, like you could be delivering justice to yourself. And justice is the coming of King of Wands into this picture. And the universe is showing, like, the cards are showing that King of Wands is like channeling the King of Wands will be justice. Like, energy of King of Wands will be the justice for you. And here King of Wands is like, not here, like everywhere, King of Wands is this king who knows what to do and how to act in a situation, is completely in its power, is not taking any one action, which is not, like, it's not going to take one unnecessary step or one unnecessary action. Does what is just, does what is right, and does what he thinks he should do, he wants to do. He's like, he is the judge, jury, and executioner when it comes to action. And that action, it's saying that your situation requires action, and that sort of authoritative action, like, this is what I want and it will be done, that's it. And what needs to be thrown away will be thrown away from your life. I have done so many readings on YouTube, and I've also given readings to people, like, personally, but I am telling you, this is the first time I'm feeling like I'm delivering a message which is actually necessary. I'm feeling like I'm okay. This thing comes to my mind from Friends, where Phoebe said, I think Phoebe said something, or somebody Phoebe or Chandler, I don't know. Yeah, Chandler. I think Chandler said this, that having a phone paid off. I think after calling that Kathy. Yes, after that Kathy. No, not Kathy. I think, yeah, there was a wrong number. I mean, he used to get calls on his number. I think they were calling some Bob or something, and Chandler enjoyed that experience so much. He said that having a phone just paid off. So I felt like, after doing this reading or delivering this message, I felt like being a tarot reader, being, delivering these messages just paid off, because I am able to deliver a message for a person who really needs to hear this, who really, like, you don't have to externally wait for your King of Wands. Be your King of Wands. It's an energy that you can embody. First of all, we both have feminine and masculine energy within us, and when necessary, we can channel our inner feminine. When necessary, we can channel our inner masculine. Shiva is literally inside of you. Okay, you can ask your yang to take over and you can execute this. You just have to set the intention, meditate on it, embody it, and just carry the justice, carry the divine justice through. You get it? And yeah, so justice will be done when King of Wands comes into the picture. Justice will be done, and that's your energy. You will emerge as the King of Wands and carry out the justice. Just as you coming into your action and knowing the step to take. Five of Cups, you're really grieving something, like you're really in pain in the situation that you are in, either it's a friendship or a relationship or whatever, business partnership, whatever job, even if it's a job sort of situation where you're in a contract and you are in this job, still you are in pain. You're literally, they're trying to drag, like you're crying and there's a hand like holding onto her hair, and it's literally trying to keep you in your energy, like keep you in the circumstance. Sorry, I had to pause. So yeah, the Five of Cups is like they're trying to keep you in your energy, keep you in this energy of grieving. Like you can cry but you can't leave. It somehow gives me a feeling of, if it's not your situation like practically, then it could be a situation metaphorically, symbolically. It's like giving me a domestic abuse and domestic violence sort of a sort of a thing, where you're being abused and exploited, but you're not allowed to leave this situation. Either your partner is keeping you tied because they are trapping you with their empathy, or you have fear of abandonment or codependency or something like that, where you're not being able to walk away from the situation because of the past traumas that you've had, and you're not, like, you don't feel like you feel like you don't have the inner strength to walk out of this situation. And or the society and the conditioning of society, your understanding, what will people say, what will people think, I can't afford to have this, like either a divorce or a resignation, or I can't afford to walk away, or what will others say, and that is keeping you trapped. But it could be everything together keeping you trapped. And yeah, I know, because one card came here. Yeah, exactly, I remember. So yeah, it could be everything keeping you trapped. And the solution, like it's being clarified by Eight of Cups. Walk away anyway. Walk away anyway from this Five of Cups situation. Just when I said that, walk away anyway from this Five of Cups situation, because Eight of Cups talks about walking away from things that are not fulfilling you. My mom literally got me a glass of water. I was so thirsty and she just gave me a glass of water. So whatever you're thinking that you would not be getting and can't come for you, it will come. When you walk away, it will come. Like, I hope group 4, I mean, I don't mean it in a selfish way. I don't mean it in a way to increase my followers. I really don't. But I hope I will find you in my future readings, where I can guide you to find your own light in other ways, because I understand that you're going through something very, very difficult. And my heart goes out to you, group 4. And this is just a guidance about a current situation. This is not permanent. Nothing is. And change is the only constant, and your life will get better. Like this situation, there's a temporary phase that you have to face yourself, and please have compassion for yourself. Please be beside yourself, stand up for yourself. This is the moment when you have to rise up for yourself, because now is the difficult moment, and now you have to stay with yourself. This is the moment when you have to stay beside yourself. When things are going well for you, people will be there to support you, people will be there to embrace you, and you would not have any lack of friends or any dearth of supporters. But now when there's no one for you, that is when you have to be the strongest and be your own best friend. Okay, and be your own cheerleader. Whatever you're going through will get better once you find the courage and strength in you to walk away from the situation. Be the King of Wands, walk away from the situation, look at it from the Queen of Swords perspective. This is divine justice. Okay, look like understand the devil for what it is. If any situations is, if your fear and insecurity is trying to keep you trapped, is it's the trauma, your conditioning, it's the devil whispering in your ear, is your illusion. It doesn't exist. The divine is the only truth that exists. Whatever you are facing, it's only a lesson that you have come here to master. Once it's done teaching you what you have to learn, it will disappear. You think that you're going to be in this energy forever because this is what you deserve. That's not true. You are in the self-sabotaging energy, but that's not true. Okay, now let's go through these cards. I'll read from backwards. Okay, in the stars. So basically, in the stars talks about how you think that situation that you're in was in the stars for you and destined. You were destined to face it. That's why you're facing it. Okay, you're like, this was in the stars for me. I couldn't have done anything. I can't avoid it. This is my destiny. This is what I deserve. It's only a lesson, group 4. Yes, it is. It was part of a destiny, like everything is, but it was only a lesson meant to teach something. I'm sure in one lifetime I have also faced a situation like this, metaphorically, if not the exact circumstance, but metaphorically. We all go through things like that. We experience everything before ending our journey on this planet and then uniting with God, and ascending and coming into this ascension journey. Before that, we go through all of us go through it in different ways. Okay, so whatever you think is destined for you, yes, was destined, but it was not destined to stay with you forever. It's not that you have to, yes, I was destined to have a heartbreak and now I will keep having heartbreaks all my life. That doesn't even make sense. Okay, dark embrace reversed. It's a embrace, it's a very dark embrace, like when even when the person hugs you, or even in embrace which is supposed to give you comfort, this situation feels like a dark embrace. Okay, and that's what is coming reversed. It's like you're not understanding the dark embrace. It's like the Hanged Man reversed, not understanding the dark embrace for what it is. It's like the person hugs you and you start feeling uncomfortable because you feel their energy, and yet your mind keeps telling you or keeps convincing you that this is all in your head, it's all fine. Like you feel like the discomfort that you can sense from being with the person, you feel like it's your problem, you feel like it's internal, but no, it's the energy that you're picking up on. It's not the right energy for you to flourish. Okay, you're not understanding the dark embrace for what it is. There's a door open for you. Go through that door. 8 of Cups, move away, step away from this situation. There is a door. You're being able to perceive, I'm sure, upright, so you're being able to perceive it. Just walk through the door and walk away. Your life will be so much better after once you do the Leo Beyanks. Look at the door, knife, cut the situation, like slice it. The hard part of that, the bread that we get, we don't like it, cut it, slice it, say no, walk away, knife. Like Queen of Swords, look at it, like from that situation, whatever you have to get rid of. Queen of Swords, yeah, is great at getting rid of situation that it doesn't want, and go towards it full force. Knight of Swords, don't hesitate, go towards it, get rid of it. Okay, homeopathy, it's alternative healing. It's like if things are not happening, okay, like if conventionally you can't move away from this situation, like you cannot get a divorce right away, at least give yourself, like make it possible for you to get separated from this person or live separately from the person any way possible. Maybe don't tell them that you're if they are a narcissist, and if you try to separate from them and they will make your life difficult for you, then use other covert tactics to separate from them. If it's a friend, don't tell them that you don't want to hang out with them anymore. Just give them excuses. Like start practicing. If you are in a situation where you can't actively separate or actively walk away, start practicing tactics and ways to, like, it's alternative healing. Like use alternative paths to separate from this person or walk away from this situation. That too will work. That too will heal you. Rubber bands in the reverse, yeah, so that is what I'm saying, that rubber bands upright is like you can keep a lot of things together. Rubber bands in the reverse is like a lot of things falling apart. It's like you can't even keep this together. You can't keep your ish together. It's like the situation is such, whatever you're going through, whatever you're facing, you can't keep it together. If you are in this situation, you will soon lose it, and you are losing it. You know how if we can't find a rubber band, it's usually something like it's a very small thing, rubber band, but it's like something will get wasted if we don't have access to rubber band, or something important, like something very crucial gets, like very small things, but a very crucial change comes in, or you can stop something very important from getting ruined or something with a rubber band. You can tie up a lot of things, like it rubber bands seemingly, feel like rubber bands, but they do great work. So that being reversed, it's like that basic thing that will keep things together is not accessible for you, my precious reverse. You don't feel like that this is the person that you were supposed to be with. This is not your precious. The precious, it's like, my precious from Lord of the Rings, the ring. You felt like this was the person, but it's in the reverse. Now you know it's not your person, it's not your precious, or not that energy of my precious. Engagement ring in the reverse. They came like right after each other. Now you understand, engagement ring in the reverse. This is not what you wanted. You want to break away from this relationship, or you want to break away from this commitment. This commitment is something you don't want. Another group got this, but the energy there was different. Like, you don't want this engagement. Wristwatch. Okay, this is very, 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 very symbolic for me. Wristwatch here talks about like time running out, and you're looking at time, and you're probably waiting for divine timing like you're waiting for divine timing, and you're praying to God, like, get me out of this, and you're waiting that in divine timing this relationship too, or this commitment too will get dissolved, and you're just looking at time, and you're thinking, is it time now? Should I do it now? Should I do it later? When should I do it? You're looking at that, and thinking, like, you're keeping a very close watch at your close eye at your wristwatch, and thinking, when will it be time to break away and everything. Divine time, given you are a divine being, I'll tell you this, divine timing can be created by you. Like, it is not divine timing and free will, they don't act separately. If you're getting the will, that means you are aligned with divine timing. Create your own divine timing. Don't have to wait for it. You are a divine being. Divine timing, it's not separate from us. Like, it's not separate from free will. You have the power to create your divine timing. Just like you're waiting for someone else to come and rescue you, that person will not wait for divine timing. They will act on their own willingness, that like own thing. And if you are channeling that King of Wands, if you don't wait for any King of Wands to come rescue you, then you have full authority to choose your time. Like, whenever you choose to rise, like I say something, jab jago tabi savera. Jab jago tabi savera. Whenever you wake up, it will be morning. So whenever you choose to rise and walk away, it will be the right time for you. And wristwatch is also very symbolic, because I was given a wristwatch by a person in my life, and that person was like, I completely relate to whatever you are going through, because I went through something very similar I was put through something similar with this person, by this person, and I went through something similar with this person, like with and by, I completely confused. Yeah, I went through something similar with this person, I was put through it by him, and that was a horrible experience. And he gave me a wristwatch and everything, and when I was writing this card or creating this card, it came to my mind that, yeah, this friend of mine gave me a wristwatch, and it was like, I felt like, this is something I don't tell anyone, and I don't want to jinx it either, but I was very fond of this watch when I got it, but I have associated, like, the watch stopped working, and I did not fix it, but I still wear it sometimes because I like it. And the watch stopped, but I still wear it. But I also had to energetically cleanse the watch of the energy of that connection, because I feel like that connection was so, like, it brought such a stuck energy for me that I was not able to get things moving whenever I used to wear that watch, and then something or the other would go wrong, and I had to cleanse that energy from that watch. Why did I do that? Why did I not stop using the watch altogether? Because I realized that the watch is not at fault. And like, connecting the two things I can, but I can also give the watch its own honor. Like, it does not have to get. And now also I developed the perspective where I realized that that lesson was necessary for me, and it doesn't matter that I went through it, and I had that perspective of, I could look with reverence. I could treat that episode with reverence. So I was not really worried about the watch, so I still wear it, and I don't have that energy, but I had to cleanse that energy of the watch. And so you will also have to develop something like that. It's like you're tied to a connection where you are not being able to get rid of, because there are a lot of memories and a lot of things to consider and everything, and it's keeping you tired. Play-doh, you are treated like Play-Doh by this person, treated like a Play-Doh, like shaping you, giving you whatever shape they wanted. So you lost it. You don't know who you are, lost your originality. I remember one of my friends once said to me that after ending a connection, a person was in such a bad shape and lost their identity to the point that they forgot what they loved. Like they forgot what they loved as a person, what they enjoyed. It's like so the person said after ending that connection that I had to find out what my favorite color is, or what my favorite song is, what my favorite movie is, because I felt like I completely lost myself. I didn't know who I was or what I wanted. I had to define my favorites, the person said. Okay, so that's the Play-Doh thing. Wait, so you're probably treated like the Play-Doh by this person, where they gave you whatever shape they wanted, and I told you the story, right? So you probably forgot what your favorites are, what you like to do. It's like you don't even remember. You never gave any consideration to what you want and who you are and what you like. And when you are in this connection, a lot of codependency and narcissism, and codependent people who are codependent and get attracted to people who are narcissists, it's like a very toxic sort of a pattern. And you don't have to judge yourself, or don't have to be harsh with yourself because of this, harsh on yourself because of this. But go through this, Google this, learn about this, and maybe you'll be able to understand yourself better. Like I said, fear of abandonment, codependency, learn about these terms. It's important, it's necessary to know these things, and I feel like it should be made mandatory for everyone to read about these things in school. These are psychology. I don't know which subject we use most after graduating from school, but psychology, which none of us have, I think is very necessary. But the education system is such, it considers it necessary that we know the structure of DNA and how many what arteries we have or whatever, but it does not consider it necessary that we know how to control our mind or the workings of our mind. Like psychology is not a necessary subject. Why? I would never know. N95 in the reverse. N95 was the mask that we used, and still we are using, because with the pandemic, like the thing has not come to an end. Okay, so it's still on, so we're still using it. But this being in the reverse shows me your safety. Like you don't feel safe, you don't feel secured. Like your trouble is not over. You are still in trouble. You still feel like you went through a lot of things in this relationship, which, like, chaotic situations you've been through in this relationship, but the trouble is still not over for you. But you don't feel safe. You don't feel like when the situation turns ugly again, you will have access to protection, security, and safety. You don't feel safe. Like the basic safety mechanisms, I don't think you have access to. Deers in a national park. So when you go to a national park, you want to see a lot of animals. You hope to see a lot of animals. But one thing that we can, like, usually you end up seeing is deers, a lot of deers. So, but that's not what you go to a national park thinking that I'll only see deers, right? And deers in a national park is a very common sort of a view, as not very special. Like if deers in a national park, it's like I went to a national park and what did you see? Deers. But deers, so it's very common, so it's not a great deal. So you probably went into this relationship connection hoping to see a lot, like expecting a lot, like not hoping to see. I was talking about national park. Like we go to national park hoping to see a lot, but if we end up seeing deers, is then a very disappointing experience. So it's like that there. But still, if you look at it, deers in a national park is not that bad. I mean, it's still beautiful. It's still amazing to encounter deers in a national park. I mean, okay, fine, you did not get to see a big cat, but it's pretty, like, surreal to experience that environment of a national park. So whatever you went through, you probably expected a lot out of this situation, but what you got was extremely disappointing and you did not expect to find it. But look at it this way, no, this was a lesson and this is not supposed to stay, this is supposed to pass. How wise it makes you. And just lose the judgment. It's like the wristwatch. Lose the judgment of good and bad, and lose how bad or this episode was or how it made you feel. You will be able to see the lesson behind it, and you'll be like, just tell me this, is it causing you to grow as a person or not? Is it causing you to become wiser or not? And that's what life is all about. That's what every circumstance is all about. It's not about only having fun, or positive, or being scared of negative. It's not like that. Life is life. What makes it good or bad is our own judgment. And if you spiritually work on yourself and work on reducing the judgment, or working on losing the judgment, and progressing towards anatta, or as Buddhists call it, or non-self, then that unity consciousness, coming into unity consciousness or Krishna consciousness, you'd realize that life is just life, and whatever happened. It's only your judgment that makes it unbearable or terrible or whatever. So that was the reading for you, group 4. I hope to see you again, and it was really I felt great delivering the message to you, because I felt like it was necessary. I felt great in the sense, not great like I can't explain myself. It's like I didn't feel like, oh great that this situation happened and I'm getting to deliver the message to you. But I felt great in the sense that I felt like great that I had the capacity to deliver a message in a way I feel like you would be able to make use of it. And this is a necessary situation where you need guidance, and I understand why you are seeking guidance. I was not wanting to do the 4th group, and I decided not to. I was constantly thinking that I don't need a 4th group, whether or not I should do the 4th group. I was debating with myself, so I was really interested in looking at the reading as well. So what will the reading have? Why did I have to do a 4th group today? But now I understand this is a very, very necessary message. And if you liked the reading, or it resonated with you, do leave a comment, and you can always reach out to me. Like the video if you really like the reading and it resonated with you, to give a thumbs up. That will mean a lot. And I hope to see you again, because if not tarot readings, I hope you seek guidance some way, like psychology, spirituality, something, whatever suits you. I hope you seek guidance in this situation, and this is going to get better. Okay, the moment you walk out of this, you will gonna find definitely a new chapter emerge and a new life. Okay, I promise you that. So and if you want to receive more such readings, then do subscribe. I hope to see you again, group 4. It was great spending time with you. Take care. Hope to see you sometime soon. Take care.